Hello, welcome to HardLore Stories from Tor. What's up, Bo?
Hey, buddy.
We've got a cool episode today, but before that, let's talk about the HardLore meal box. It's available right now.
Right now until Monday. This upcoming Monday, which is December the 5th.
It's the 5th, yes. It's an exclusive box. It looks like a Happy Meal, but it's not a Happy Meal. It's ours. You got a shirt in there, water bottle, watch, bunch of fucking stickers, a koozie, some pins.
A bullshit pin.
A great pin that I will wear with pride. And you can buy a hat, a cool trucker hat outside of that. Mm-hmm. And that's our spiel. Enjoy the episode with no interruptions. Bye. Hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. What's up, Bo?
What's up, brother?
Just here, ready to rip with a very special guest.
Who do we got?
Wow.
Man of the weekend, really.
And that's a poignant discussion. That's kind of why this episode is happening now. Mr. Sam Yarmuth, Triple B Records, show promoter, record slanger, wax dealer, hat maker. Welcome to the show.
Slot machine winner. Something you two have in common.
Is that true?
Did I win on a slot machine with you, Bo?
Dude, you won like $3,500 or something at a gas station.
Oh, yeah. In the middle of like Texas.
Yeah, and the lady was like, I've never seen nobody done that.
Wow. She was like, that's awesome. Congratulations. And I just remember going back in the Fury Freedom van, like I just won like $3,000, and they're like, cool, that's like what we're making on this entire tour. Whole tour, yeah. And I was like, sorry.
In your face, motherfuckers. No second press for you guys.
I love slots. Slots are very fun.
Colin.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, but
Colin's got a problem.
It's a big part of my life,
Well, I guess we got to hit the encore this weekend after the fest.
Oh. Before, after, mid, during, whatever you want to do.
Interviews.
Dude, I got a free room at the Encore in Boston on Sunday. They gave me a comped room, so I was like, that's how I'm capping off the weekend.
Oh, that's actually awesome.
You know how I know I'm a piece of shit at this point? All my Vegas stays are free now.
Oh, that's pretty sick, though.
Like a sick room.
But like, that's dope, though.
It is dope. But it's like I earned that by suffering.
I used to get comped at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut all the time. Like I had they were like at one point like, you can come here whenever you want. Just literally go on the website and do like your free room request. Because I was going there and just playing so much poker like 7 years ago.
I would say before I knew what a casino was, I knew what Mohegan Sun was.
It's a great spot.
I'll never forget after we got robbed from the Luxor. Fuck the Luxor. Yeah. And we were like talking to them to like try and like, okay, well, we got really fucked over. We're coming back to Vegas soon. Like at the end of the year, like, can we have a room? Like, can you do anything? And they were just like, nah.
Nah, sorry.
Who stays? It's just to this day. My question is, who stays at the Luxor?
This is what's stupid, Colin, is because I know I've answered this for you. They have an extended lot if you're driving with a trailer.
Right.
That was secured. It had a patrol.
Totally.
I know. Yeah. Obviously,
it's funny that the reason you stayed there is why you got robbed.
That is 100% correct. But hey, Sam.
Sam,
how we doing, brother?
What year did Triple B start?
The label or the fest?
The label first and foremost.
The first record came out in February of 2006.
Really?
Wow.
17 years ago, almost. Yeah.
How old are you?
When I was 17 years old, and I'm 34 now.
Okay. Yeah. I just turned 35, so I didn't realize we were the same age.
Yeah.
You're actually older than him, Bo. You're not the same age.
A smidge. Just a smidge.
When do you turn 35?
June 6th.
Coming right up.
Right. 7 months away.
Big 7 months away. It's right there. So what was the first record that Triple B put out?
I did a split. It's funny. People like to be like, friends of mine, they're like, how does it feel that Revelation's first release was the Warzone Lower East Side 7-inch, and yours was a split with a band called Gak Attack.
Gak Attack.
And this band Earthquake from Syracuse. I used to trade records a lot when I was in high school. I was like a record nerd, and the singer of Earthquake, I met him on through like How's Your Edge record trade lists.
Dude, I loved How's Your Edge.
Yeah, that was this. Yeah. Oh, dude, when I moved to Boston, I met the guy that started that website, and I was like, "You started How's Your Edge?"
Yeah.
Now Brian Murphy, he's the man, but still comes around too. Still straight edge also.
Wow. There we go. So
his edge is good. Yeah,
his edge is good. He would not be on the edge break list. I would trade records with Sean from Earthquake, and I liked Earthquake, and he was like, "We're trying to do this split," and I was like, "Well, I'm toying with the idea of starting a record label," so we just kind of like did that. I made 500 of them. I gave each band 100 free copies and sold the rest for $5 plus postage paid. But I paid like $1,800 for the 7-inches. So I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
You can argue I still don't know what I'm doing, but I remember my dad was like, "How much are you selling these for?" And I was like, $5 plus postage paid. He's like, "All right, whatever. I'm just not even gonna try."
Saying plus postage paid is so funny.
Dude,
$5 shipping and handling, postage paid.
PPD, $5 PPD. That was like the thing, you know?
Mail order.
When I don't know if I've told this story before, but when I bought the Sidewalk demo, I ordered it from John Caution directly. And it was like, send money to this, like my mailbox, like at my family home, and I'll send you a demo, was how it started. I sent him coins taped to a piece of paper because I didn't have bills.
Oh, that's great.
It's a true story.
Like nickels?
Nickels, quarters, and dimes. I was very poor and I wanted a $5 demo.
Taped to a piece of paper, like just put them in a sock or something, you know?
Well, then I would have to get a package. I just wanted to drop an envelope off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had stamps. Just didn't.
Are you a Triple B alumni, Bo, in any way?
No, I don't believe so. Wow. Are you?
Haven't gotten a lot of Chicago in there for some reason.
Nobody has.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
There was one band like 10 years ago, but I think that was it.
Which band?
Thought Crusade.
Yeah. Thought Crusade was like
THOT or
like thought. Yeah, like sexy guy. No, it was not leftovers, but like ashes of expired youth.
Yeah.
Kind of. And they were a cool band. They were fucking dope.
Wow.
Oh, I did a split when I was in high school still. I think it was like the third 7-inch I ever did was Haunted Life and Make or Break.
Haunted Life was also turned, one of the dudes went on to be in Expired Youth, not in Thought Crusade, but is currently in a band called Gatekeeper with James from Harm's Way. So
you've done plenty of Chicago, Sam. You just hate Bo.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's two out of I just ordered a new LP the other day. That's release number 179. 2 out of 179.
Wow.
Fuck. That is a lot.
Huge.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
Sam, let me ask you something. I'm jumping in time a little bit because you said the label started in 2006.
Yeah.
In 2010, I think. You remember getting an email from me?
No, but I've had this conversation with so many people at this point. Like literally, Malachi from Scout was like, "Yo, I emailed you the Scout stuff," and I was like, "I don't remember that. I had no idea."
Do you? And that brings up a good question. Where when we talk to labels, a lot of the time they say that like they've never signed a single thing that was submitted to them, even though the whole gimmick is like send demos, especially you.
Oh yeah,
you got that beautiful shirt with the send demos shit on it. Have you signed a sent demo?
Not right off the bat, but like bands that like have sent me demos, I've later been like, "Hey, let's do something." None really that recent. But I also haven't gotten demos in a long time. I'd say the last time I got like a pure demo where I was like, I gotta do this was this band Demolition from Toronto in like 2013.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, I was like,
borderline 10 years
ago.
Yeah.
Jesus. God.
Chris emailed Bannon. That's how we got on Death Wish.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I emailed him too. I didn't get shit back.
Well,
the only label that responded to me, this was for Sleep Therapy, by the way. I sent a cold email with like a MediaFire link and a bunch of info. I think
MediaFire. Holy shit.
Oh, MediaFire was the GOAT era of music.
Best era of music pirating ever.
MediaFire over Spotify all day.
That was it.
That was it, dude. Metal Archives, MediaFire, just like copying the URL and putting it in there.
Yep.
I have days of music from like the worst bands you've ever heard.
You've never heard of.
Yeah. The worst bands you've never heard. Napalm.
I have looked on like the email. Trash Talk hit me up in 06.
Wow.
Fumbled that bag.
Yeah, that's
fumbled that one. And then in 2007, Mammoth Grinder, Chris Olsch emailed me.
Really
Devastating.
Really fumbled that one.
Yeah.
But when you started, were you trying to be a specific kind of like hardcore or like a specific kind? Okay.
Not really.
Because
I'm
Mammoth
weird.
Grinder, Trash Talk, pretty, like even those two that you fumbled are pretty different. You know what I mean?
I've always been like, I grew up in Orlando in like my first show was 2002. And like, so that was like the Eulogy Records heyday. So like Black My Heart, Until the End, Evergreen Terrace, Casey Jones, like that was exactly.
A lot of that.
Little me going, that was me, dude, at the social and backwards. Like that was me. But then like, I don't know, I always had like love for like beatdown bands and like hard straight edge bands, but I also like love Youth of Today and like all the old shit. So like, and like 10th grade, I went to a CD store called Park Ave CDs, and they had a huge used CD section. And I remember flipping through it, and I saw they had every Lost and Found Records bootleg in there, known to me. And I pulled out the side-by-side one, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then
one of the greatest logos of all time.
Oh. The guys?
Yeah.
You know what the thing is about that logo? The shoes are fucking huge. If you look at that, if you pay attention to the silhouette of the shoe, it's bigger than like their whole torso.
They're just like me, for real. It's more for me to identify with, you know?
Sorry, go ahead.
Go on about side by side.
But yeah, I just like, I've always been like, I like every iteration of hardcore. I like every different style of hardcore. And I've always liked every different style. There's definitely been eras of the label where like the bands I was putting out were more like in like the Boston hardcore style, like Free Spirits, Arrival Mob, stuff like that. And then like now people are like, oh, Triple B's a beatdown label now because he just does Gridiron and Never Ending Game and 3 Knee Deep. And it's like, yeah, but like I don't know.
Those are
like,
3 of 100 and
like,
things.
There's a lot. There's like different styles, and I just love every different style. And like I just always wanted to do stuff that I liked. And like one of the first Triple B releases was a Goo Goo Doll style like rock band for one of the guys from Guns Up was in it. It was called The First Annual, and I was like, this is just good. So
the first what?
First Annual.
That sounds.
Nobody bought it. Those were going in mystery boxes until probably 3 years ago.
Mystery boxes and hats is that your bread and butter to this day?
No more mystery. I can't do mystery boxes because I don't have enough inventory to fill mystery boxes anymore.
That's a great problem.
Yeah, it's a very good problem to have.
Wow.
Oh, but the dad hat, the hats are big.
That is like your 401k is in those fucking hats at this point, right?
Yeah, the hats.
You sold 401,000 of them.
The hats have done well for the last I think the first one I made was 2013. So 10 years, those have been very good. And lately, the shoulder bags people really like those too.
I'm accidentally wearing Triple B shorts right now. It's so embarrassing.
Dude, people love the shorts too. The shorts are Tom Dom.
I bought them full price, dude. Good job, Tom Dom, friend of the show.
Colin.
Yes, sir.
What is the Harm's Way killer was the pentagram shirt, and then it was Bull stuff.
The Bull stuff is
What are the Twitching Tongues God's Hates killers?
Twitching Tongues was the hockey jersey for a while.
Oh, I remember the hockey jersey.
We discovered that brand of hockey jersey. Straight up ordered samples and found it. And then other bands did it, and now it doesn't exist. God's hate is the fucking shorts, man.
The all over print ones?
They're insane.
Those are crazy.
7-Eleven in Orlando rocking those like a week ago.
They're a very 7-Eleven-esque.
They're very 7-Eleven
finish
in
the job,
Orlando.
but I was like, this guy might kill me because, like, I don't know. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning in the middle of Orlando. It's like, I don't know who this guy is.
He probably knows who you are.
Very 7-Eleven in Orlando.
I don't get recognized very often, you know.
Dude, I got recognized today. Real quick shout out to the Mr. Brother outside of Collectivo Coffee who knew me from the podcast.
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
He went on to say, and everything else. So he's like in, you know. But mostly right here. Mm-hmm. It's great.
Huge.
Shout out.
Sam, was touring for you a thing that came before or after Triple B?
After, because I started Triple B in high school and I wasn't allowed to tour in high school.
Fuck yeah.
The first tour I did was winter of 2007 going into 2008, and that was my freshman year of college.
So what did you so we met because you TM'd a Life and Death. We may have met prior, but we got to know each other.
Yeah.
Because you TM'd a Life and Death tour, and was it 2016?
Yeah, I did a great job. I crushed it. I'm being facetious. I was terrible. That was my first and only tour managing job ever.
Dude, that was
what was there to manage for you? What did you do?
Well, go ahead.
What did I do on that tour? Awkwardly tell the promoters the guest list every night and getting really annoyed looks. And then always making sure that my boy Martine had a water on top of his guitar head.
He would put up our banner.
Oh, that's a huge job.
It is actually a huge job because it's the worst. But we were playing, Life and Death Tour was like 6 to 8 bands depending on where you were in the country. And he's TMing everyone, figuring out like 2 drum kits total. He's figuring out all the money shit, doing all the advancing and and then we're the direct support, I think. And we're like, hey, could you we have a banner. Would you mind? And so when we're playing like DIY spots, that we played I'll never forget, we were in Detroit and you had to like tape it to the wall. Like there was nothing to put it onto. He just had to tape it flush against the wall and it would fall while we were playing. And then there's a video of it while we're playing, he'd go back and put it.
That's great, dude. That's above and beyond as far as I'm concerned.
I earned every dollar of my job on that tour by talent.
I was always the TT banner tech, especially on Life and Death it was the Twitching Tongues one would be in the front because we were earliest. Backtrack was behind us, so Chris Smith was the backtrack banner tech. So you can imagine he and I having a good time. Him being like, what does banners do? Bruce Banner? And then Jordan Posner was the no warning banner tech.
No way.
And he's the most neurotic fuck to ever live. So you can just imagine him at a DIY spot being like, there's nothing to do. I don't know what to do.
I don't.
Banner tech, dude. Big gig. I'm glad we finally addressed that.
Dude,
I booked that Life and Death in Boston, and I don't remember there being banners, but that's because the Elks Lodge was terrible at hanging up. We couldn't hang up banners at the Elks Lodge.
Where was
the Cambridge Elks Lodge upstairs?
Yes, I
remember on a school night.
I remember Jessica Martin drinking like a 40 outside, and COA being like, "Jessica Martin, please step off of the premises. Drinking that. This is an all ages spot."
That sounds about right. Yeah,
it's good. It was very good.
R.I.P. Elks Lodge. It's gone.
Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone. I heard it's gone. I stopped booking there because like they just were annoying to deal with.
Is that in what town was that in?
Cambridge.
Oh, I don't think
it's directly across the street from the Middle East.
Oh,
dude, I can't wait to go there this weekend.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Sonia in Middle East I heard Middle East has like been bought and sold 30 times. Kill the rumors for me, would you?
I actually talked to the guy that runs it now for the family. Like he said that as of right now they're not closing, but it could change and that 2023 could be the last year.
What
he said?
Fuck?
So he was like, in case that happens, let's just go balls out in 2023. He's like, anything you want to do, you got it. Like
that's pretty rad.
Yeah. So it's awesome. So like if AHC next year could be like one of the last shows at the Middle East if that happens.
If not the last.
If not the last. And if that's the case, then that I kind of said I'm gonna let AHC die with the Middle East.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I have nowhere else to even go, even if I wanted to, for the most part.
Yeah, where else is there to play?
There's the Brighton Elks Lodge, which is new. Doug from C4 found it. That's like a 300 cap, and it's an awesome space. They're super cool. So we have that, but for a 550, we have nowhere else. Like everywhere else is owned by Bowery or Live Nation.
Motherfuckers.
Fuck them.
Yeah, big old fuck you. Now, did you attend any, like, I'm sure you attended many, but there was an America's Hardcore Fest fucking, it has to have been over 10 years ago that, like, Integrity headline. It was like their first time coming back. It was the first time in a long time. It wasn't in the city. It was pretty far out. Wrong Side played, and they introed with like the slap shot, like the march, the straight edge march, and covered Last Rites songs.
Was it the Great American Hardcore Fest?
Yeah, that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
okay.
that was in 09.
Where was that? Because I've never. Do you remember?
Yeah. It was in Revere at the Wonderland Ballroom or.
Oh
Revere.
my god.
Club Lido, that's what it's called.
Dude, sometimes you hear words that just like unlock so much, you know.
Did Revere just do that for you?
No. It was 09 and I just like remembering the day I'm sorry, I totally sidetracked this, but it was like a peak it was like a turning point for us because we were like gonna talk to Bridge 9 at the time. And it was like a big, at the time it was like, oh shit, like maybe Bridge 9 might be interested in Harm's Way kind of thing. And obviously nothing panned out. But it just like all of that suddenly was just like shoo, into my brain.
That if you look at the lineup for that fest, I looked at it like probably a year ago. It's fucking crazy.
It was amazing.
It was every modern band except for the two bands I was in. So that was sick.
Like it was Trip, Title Fight, Bad Seed, Half Heart, Shipwreck, Integrity, Converge. It's fucking crazy.
It's insane.
Ringworm.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Hammer Bros. I was really into Hammer Bros at the time. Dude,
the vitality, incredible.
Yeah. Crazy.
Was Skull in Hammer Bros?
Did Skull what?
Was Skull in Hammer Bros?
I don't believe so.
They played right after us. Like literally like as soon as we finished.
I don't think he was in Hammer Bros.
Man, I feel like I saw him with Hammer Bros, but I could just be lying. I'd be lying sometimes.
He probably filled in, I imagine, at some point.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Hardcore Fest.
You would let it die?
I just don't have anywhere else I can do it to what I want it to be in Boston. Now if like one of these stupid corporate venues would like let us do an all ages show with stage diving and not charge us $10,000, I would maybe consider it. But like, I just don't think that's quite in the cards anymore.
That's a lesser of two evils kind of thing for sure.
Yeah.
Have you done this fest previously at the Middle East? Excuse my ignorance. I genuinely don't know.
So the fest first started as the Triple B Showcase, and those were in Haverhill at Anchors Up. 2011, 2012. Then 2013 we did at President's Rock Club, which is Colin COA's old club that he like managed. And then in 2014 moved it. It was for 2014 till literally 2019. 2019 was the first year where it was all at the Middle East. Up until then, it was a hybrid of the Elks Lodge across the street and the Middle East. So like Friday night would be in the Middle East. Then the matinee on Saturday would be in the Middle East. And then the Saturday night show would be at the Elks Lodge in the big room. And we would literally cart the back line across the street. And like, you'd see like 10 hardcore kids just like grabbing shit and like carrying it over. That was like the way that they got into the show for free, is that they helped us carry all the gear over.
Huge.
Very cool. Yeah.
Sonia being next door has got to be like, just
it's going to be very chill.
You got multiple backlines, or you need help carting? You need a couple strong boys to help you?
We got, I think actually we have a company backlining the cabs this year. but we're gonna use our trusty drum set that we've been using since 2014 every single year. That I bought off some like wacko townie guy, and it's got like a Gears of War and like a Patriot sticker on like the bass drum.
Perfect.
It's fucking sick.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Where
but
do you section off parking or like request parking, or is that just a?
it's a free for all, baby.
Oh.
And that's like that venue is. There's enough
Horrible for parking.
Parking for one, I would say, is reasonable there.
I like to tell bands for their first time playing AHC, take all your preconceived notions of fests and like convenience and just throw it out the fucking window.
Yeah, it's a show.
You get nothing out of this one.
Right.
It's a big.
You don't even get paid fat. It's just this is simply like you're just doing it for the love, baby.
Yeah,
That's what
you
this
get to. I mean, you get the privilege of eating at that McDonald's across the street.
I mean, that's true.
Truly one of the most legendary locations in the world.
which we will be doing.
Oh
The
yeah.
walk-up window, the late night walk-up window, inside closed.
Went there a few months ago after I went to a wedding in the wedding party was in the Middle East. It was awesome. And afterwards, it didn't end till like 2 a.m. We went, my girlfriend and I went to that McDonald's across the street and got French fries, and they were ice cold.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
Wouldn't have had it any other way though.
just a little
Perfect.
treat.
That's the way it needs to
Just
be.
a nice little ice cold treat, and she was so bummed.
Let's go back to Sam as a lad touring, fresh out of high school, because you did some cool shit.
Did a lot of tours, yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, what'd you do? I don't know this about you.
Oh yeah. Well, the first tour I ever did was it was like every Christmas break when I was in college, I would do like that like run of like post Christmas into the new year. The first one was 07 to 08. That was Have Heart, Foundation, Down to Nothing, and then one of the first Triple B bands called Lie and Wait. They were from Texas.
Texas, yes.
And then from the 08, 09, and 2010, I always went with Foundation because I just met the Foundation guys on that first tour. So I would always roll with Foundation like every winter. That was the first time I actually met like Dan Seeley was on one of those tours. We were both roading. Yeah, I did Europe with Have Heart in 09. I did South Africa with Have Heart.
You did that. You were there.
I filmed. That's my video.
That's your video
No,
that I ripped.
Fucking way.
I filmed the school video. That was me.
See?
I filmed it.
My favorite South African hardcore band, you filmed?
Yes.
I can't believe
This is what we call hard lore. Baby.
that's right.
Yeah, I filmed that.
Wow.
Wow.
Did you design that shitty long sleeve that they couldn't sell there?
Absolutely not.
All right.
It was ugly. Even like me, like back then, like I went from being like, you gotta realize I went from being like a Florida like Have Heart like super fan to being like, I'm roading for them. This is like the coolest thing ever. And then like I even saw that long sleeve. I was like, I wouldn't wear this shit. And I would wear like anything. It's like,
Wow.
it was ugly. It was really bad.
Do you have any fond memories of touring with them or Foundation early on? You got any stories
sorry,
from
you cut
tour?
out.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you cut out.
It
a little
must
bit.
be your internet. Mine is fine.
No, it's my internet. Fond memories of what?
Any fond memories of touring with them early on or Foundation? Any stories from tour for me?
I will say the Foundation tour from 09 into 2010 was like Dan and Josiah still like to say like that's the tour that Sam got corrupted. That was like the first time I ever like stole.
Oh wow, huge.
Dude, they had sticky fingers, those Atlanta boys, I'll tell you what.
Those kids, oh God, man.
I don't want to put him on blast too much here.
No, of course not. I'm not saying anyone in particular, but that's when I became aware. Was like,
Oh, it was everybody. It's not even putting anybody on blast. It was everybody, myself included. But I remember like being like, oh my God, it's this easy to like steal from the outlets. This is awesome.
And then
Yeah.
and then REI comes calling, huh? Were you part of that?
No, I was not part of that.
You're not banned from REI?
One of the guys in on the tour, I won't say the name just in case, had a grand plan of going to the North Face store and was like, all right, we're just going to pull the van up, have the doors open. I'm going to run in there and just grab as many jackets as possible, run out, jump in the van, we peel out. And we're like, that's a
So
terrible idea.
dumb.
They didn't do it, obviously, but
Like they can see you drive. They're like, okay, I got the plate.
And that was
Well,
when like Foundation
they had a
like,
maroon
really
Ford E350.
Yeah.
They had
What
like
was
some
that
like
thing?
very shitty old timer looking van. It's like this sticks out like a sore thumb on the highway. Like we will not.
Immediately identifiable.
Shirts
Oh.
flapping off the back.
100%.
Drying in the wind.
That was a good one. I'm trying to think of other. I mean, the Europe one with Half Art was crazy because that was still to this day the longest tour I've ever done. That was like with Africa was like I think 6.5 weeks total.
That's a long time.
In Europe, that's like 6 months.
With no AC in the van.
In Europe?
In Europe.
How was
No-
that? Dude, day 2, I would have been buying a European musket and holding it to somebody's head.
I gotta find a picture. There's a really funny picture of like me. I think it's like me, Hudon, and Briggs, and all of us have our shirts off and we're just sweating in the back seat. And I was just like, man, tour is not as much fun as I thought it would be. Because the summer before that, I did a full US with Half Art and Verse, and that was like the most fun in the world. I was like, damn, this is sick. Touring's awesome. But
in 2017, we did a European tour that started on a bus with Converge. Amazing.
Yeah.
And then like their run of the shows were done and we went to do headlining shows in Europe with a Hungarian band. And we got into the Sprinter, the same one that everyone
The one.
that we've had every fucking time
in there.
And day 2, the AC broke. And day 3, we made them fix the AC.
Yeah, that's not.
It was like, do this or we're not.
We're paying for a service, you know? Give me the fucking service. You know what I'm saying?
2 band. It was the same as our tour, Colin. No AC.
But you and the band that was pretending to not speak English. Because that's funny. That's
what's
a funny
crazy
thing
went
for
from
European.
a bus to no AC.
Yeah, we went from the first bus tour, like the most comfort ever.
Yeah, I would just go home. I'd be like, fuck this. I won't even like. We did a bus on the Trophy Euro Tour this summer. I will only do a bus now.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll ruin you. It'll spoil you for sure.
Wait, who was on that?
The Trophy Tour.
Yeah.
It was 2 legs. It was the first. It was 2 weeks with 4 bands, and then 2 weeks with 5 bands. The first 4 bands were Buried Dreams, Pain of Truth, 3 Knee Deep, and Life's Question.
That being in a bus is incredible.
It was awesome. And then
did you finance that, or was it covered by the shows?
Monster Energy financed it.
That's fucking
beautiful.
Shout out to
shout out
possible friends of the show, Monster.
Possible friends of the show. And then when we dropped them off, I flew out for the last week of that one just to kind of hang out. And then we dropped them off and we picked up my band Warfare played, Restraining Order, Magnitude, Dead Heat, and Magnitude.
Magnitude played twice?
Wait, did I say okay? Magnitude, Dead Heat, Restraining Order, the fight, and
the fight.
Okay,
yes,
of
course.
The fight broke up apparently, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bummer.
So you were locking them out.
Colin, do you know the Office, the outtake of your shoestring salesman?
No.
Or you're a yarn salesman? You know that one?
I don't know.
You just did it to Sam.
I did?
Yeah, Magnitude played twice?
Magnitude played it? I mean, that's impressive of them, to be honest. That's a cool tour. That just happened, right? About a year
That
ago?
was June into July, yeah.
Oh wow. That's awesome. I had no idea. I feel out of the loop.
You've been there much more recently than we have.
Yeah.
Shows were cool.
Time?
The bus is amazing. Oh, okay.
Huge.
The bus life in Europe is just too good.
Sleeping?
Yeah.
Sleeping
couldn't imagine.
sleeping horizontally, waking up in a new city.
Yep.
Can't
The
imagine.
only bad thing was we were playing such small venues that don't have buses. Usually some of them didn't have the proper like power hookup to have the AC in the bus. Mm-hmm. So there were some days where like, yeah, there's no AC in the bus. So like, just go dick around. But that was like London. Oh. So it's like, okay, whatever. I'll just go hang out.
Would have done that anyway.
Yeah.
And the only hard part is some of those venues didn't have showers. So we'd have to be like, how are we going to shower? All the UK venues we played, none of them had a shower. So we were buying day gym passes to go shower in the gyms.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it worked. We would just like switch code. Like we would like just share the code to get in with everybody and people would go shower. And they're 24 hours. So that helped. But yeah, just being able to like wake up and like roll out of my bunk. And then I just had Lumpy standing there. He's just like, you only want to get coffee. and then
You
just
want to go
taking
eat?
just taking the Lime scooter to go get coffee with the boys and like have the entire day to explore. It's so sick.
They got limes in Europe too now?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
we were getting day passes in almost every city. It's like 10 euros for the entire day. So like you buy that, you just lime around all day.
I think I would have the best time there now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's literally so much. Like I did a Euro tour in 2017 with Freedom and Fury, and that one was a rough one on a lot of different levels. But and I was like, after that, I was like, I don't think I need to tour Europe again. I just don't think I'm cut for it. Might be a little too old now. But the bus changed everything. The bus was so sick. We already have next year's already like done pretty much. Like we're already like gonna do it in a bus too. And I was like,
Fuck yeah.
go. Bus.
Fuck yeah.
3 weeks on the bus. Let's go.
That's
Was
cool,
was
man.
it the big red bus?
Yep.
Yep. That's like the Sprinter, Colin. There's like,
Oh,
were
is
you
it?
ever in that big red bastard of a bus?
I've only been on a bus one time. It was Persistence with Terror and who was on our bus? Terror, Municipal Way, or Iron Reagan, and H2O maybe.
But it wasn't the big red bitch.
I don't think it was the big red one.
Was it a double decker?
It was a double deck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Double decker so sick.
This
Cool.
one's the red one's insane because the whole top is 24 bunks.
Yep. We had every bunk filled on the second leg of that tour. Every single one was filled. And on this next one, we're doing every single bunk is filled too.
All right.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
On the
Is there a
first
weight?
like Barry Dreams one, we had like 8 empty ones.
Junk bunks. Love it.
Yeah.
Backpacks,
Yeah.
guitars, and more. You know,
Goodies.
good for you, man. You got any touring coming up? You wanted? Are you eager to get back out there? Or are you kind of just like, I'll do this once a year?
I'll do weekends all day. C4 we do weekends because most of the guys are all career guys, so we can do weekends. We're doing a weekend. I'll just spoil it. Who cares? Beginning of March with Exhibition, Combust, and Burning Lord. So that'll hit like I think we're doing Boston, Hudson Valley, Toronto, and Buffalo.
Nice.
That's gonna go. That's like a record release like weekend thing for the new Exhibition LP that I'm putting out.
Awesome.
Is that announced yet?
We announced like singles, but like it said LP coming soon, but it's gonna drop probably in February.
There you go.
Exhibition LP sick. So
What
Yeah,
is
they're
the,
doing real stuff.
Confirm or deny another rumor for me because I don't know anyone else who would know better. What is the turnaround time for vinyl right now for like an LP?
all right, this is a good question. So for most new labels, I've heard a year.
If I didn't have carpet here, I would have done a spit take just now.
I've been hearing a year. I have with one of everybody uses the place in Prague,
Yeah.
GZ Me, whether it's through one of the few brokers that do it. With one of those brokers, I get in 2023 they press 4,000 units a month for me, no matter what. So every month they have to press 4,000 things that I send through to them, whether it's a Triple B release or a Streets of Hate release or like, I mean, I do at this point, like,
Do you doing days stuff?
I don't do days. Lumpy, I think, I know one of the guys at A to Z, like, he even told me, he's like, I love Lumpy, so I'm going to hook him up. So he does his own, but if he asked me to, I obviously would. I mainly do Streets of Hate. I do some stuff for From Within. I'm doing one thing for Scheme now because Kyle hit me up and was like, they're saying September 2023.
Oh my god!
Can you help me? And I was like, yeah, I got you. Don't worry. I can get you in like May.
Oh,
And then
that's insane.
yeah, and then I just ordered something for Locking Out too, and I did something for Popwig, because I don't really have. I could fill 4,000 units with just me, but like, I don't know. It's like that's a lot to fill.
Yeah,
Yeah, you might as well. It's like you got season tickets for the Red Sox. You know,
Exactly. You gotta.
you can't make the game.
Yeah.
Share the wealth.
Well, that's one broker. The other broker wants me to give them my business, so they told me that they would give me 3.5 to 4 months turn.
Wow. That's really good, even normal time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's huge.
So they were like, we'll give you 3.5 after art approval. So if let's say if somebody was like, hey, can you order this LP for me? Here's everything. I could probably get in 4 months for him.
Wow,
That's crazy.
I have been told that one of the reasons that Czechoslovakian plant is like one of the only plants that's used, especially in like the niche market where it's like colored vinyl matters kind of a world, is because the chemicals used for colored vinyl are extremely bad for the environment.
Oh, that's probably true.
And laws are very lax there in regards to the environment. Colored vinyl is like atrocious.
Isn't Pirates Press in Orange County?
No, that's where their office is.
Oh, is that?
They're a broker through GZ, just like everybody.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's some hard lore.
That's some hard lore.
Yeah.
Destroying the world.
Pirates is not just a clever name.
The U.S. plants just like I would love to use the U.S. plants, but they just take too long. I can't wait. No band wants to wait 9 months to release something.
I've done it. I just did it. It sucks.
Yeah, it's like not fucking fun.
What do you think of the Jack White plant? You use it?
I've never used it, but I don't know. I heard he like won't do stuff for majors, which is cool.
He won't. He just put out that press release that was like Sony, anybody, please just open more plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is this my job to do?
Yeah.
So that was cool.
I've never asked them, to be fair, though. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. I hit up like there's a plant in Vermont called Burlington. It's like literally just Burlington Record.
Burlington Record.
But they do awesome shit. Their shit looks so sick. Like they're all done by hand. They're like all hand presses. But their turn time is just way too long.
That sounds like it would be forever.
Yeah. And I think you can only order 1,000 units or something like that.
Get the fuck out of here.
And like,
okay, what about second press? Yeah, I'll have it in a year.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
and you can have 1,000.
Yeah.
if this was like 2012, 2013, where I had to like beg to get 200 pre-orders and I'd be like, I'm fucking rich. I'd be like, that works. But now like people just buy so much stuff now that like I can't even. We're at 5,000 Mind Force LPs for new awards now.
Wow, that's huge.
Wow.
And that's like, I don't have a distributor. I don't use like store distributor. I do it all myself. So that's
Are you the shipping guy too?
No, I outsource that. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Between the No Pressure LP, the Mind Force LP, and the Newfound Glory thing I did, like the repress, that there were like 7,000 outstanding vinyl orders in my store that needed to be shipped.
Right now, or there were?
They're all gone now. They're
Nice.
all shipped out at this point.
That's
But like
fun.
in August, when all of them had been up for pre-order, I looked at it was like 7,000 unshipped orders. I couldn't even believe if I had to do that myself.
How many people are part of Triple B, like officially as part of the operation? Is it just
Zero,
you?
just me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
Hey, thanks.
It's just you and a fulfillment center.
Yeah, the fulfillment center, they maintain the website. I don't have to do anything with that. I just send them like pictures of the stuff and like the info, and like they make it all. They schedule it all. Yeah. Outsourcing the mail order was a huge bump. Run for Cover was doing mine for a couple years. The only reason I outsourced it to begin with in like 2018 was because I got a full-time office job because the label wasn't making dick. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna work at this giant tech company in like the middle of nowhere, Massachusetts. And then I got fired.
Nice.
Oh no.
So then the label had to make it, right?
Well, it was funny. Like I got fired, and like I remember I called my dad. I was like, "Yeah, I just got fired," and he was like, "Well, you weren't really a good employee, were you?" I was like, "No."
Thanks, Dad.
Like honestly, like I knew the jig was up because like I didn't really do a lot of work. And one day I was working on a culture abuse tape layout that I was putting out with Epitaph at my desk in my cubicle, and my boss walked up and she goes, "What's that?" And I was like, "A tape layout for my record label." And she just went, okay, and just walked away. I was like, "I'm getting fired soon." 2 weeks later.
2 weeks?
It was like 2 weeks later I got fired.
Well, that's nice. They give you a little time.
Colin, you ever been fired?
Like technically, but it was kind of mutual. You know?
Yeah, I've had one of those for sure.
Yeah, even that is not fun.
No, getting
like
fired is it's one of the worst feelings. Even
It
if
was
you
a
hate
bad
the
feeling.
job, it's like fuck.
Yeah, I like didn't really like the job, but I was like, oh, I got fired. Like I suck. Like what is?
Yeah, it's a blow for sure.
Demoralizing.
But yeah, my dad was literally like, why don't you just try doing your label like for real, like as an actual business, and not just like to like break even. And maybe you don't have to have a boss because you're not the type of person that can have a boss. It seems like.
what did you change in that instance for that to work?
Right.
Honestly, really nothing. It's just right then the Mind Force and the Candy LPs came out. Excalibur and Good to Feel came out. And those like fucking popped.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh shit. I sold like 1,000 of all of both of these like immediately off the rip. Yeah. And then 2 years later, the pandemic happened. The pandemic really exploded everything.
Crazy.
No shit.
Oh
big
dude,
time.
the pandemic was like, it's really shitty to say.
No.
I'm sorry to anybody out there that was like horribly affected by the pandemic. The pandemic for me was an insane reset for the business in terms of like, it got people that didn't care about. I think it was actually a combination of like Have Art Reuniting brought back a lot of people into hardcore. I'm convinced. That brought back a lot of people because my sales after that like started picking up like in the web store, just like, oh, like people are buying like records and shit. And even friends of mine who like hadn't been going to shows for like 5 or 6 years were like starting to come back a little bit. And then the pandemic, people were just so fucking bored, I think, and they were getting the stimulus check money, and they were just still buying shit.
It's being stuck inside. There's several generations in this 2-year span. Hardcore generations are different than like people generations.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like Trapped Under Ice has existed through 10 hardcore generations at this point.
Yeah.
And 3 have come and gone since the pandemic. So those are 3 generations raised in hardcore years by Hate 5-6 videos.
And they're all so excited.
They're all so excited. And because everything's digital and visual, the physical goods are like such a huge deal. So owning a fucking hat from their record label is the best part of their week.
Yeah, I knew things were changing in May of 2020. Tom Dom was like, yo, you should make these bathing suits. And I was like, those are so weird looking, but okay, we'll try them. And did 150 pairs. They sold out in like 2 hours. And that was when I was like, all right, this is weird. I don't think it's just records coming back. I think like people are just genuinely interested in everything again.
Everything.
Well, we can attest to that. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about our fucking Happy Meal box that's flying.
The people are luring it. They really are.
They want the Happy Meal.
They want the Happy Meal. Thank God.
Thank
God. Available now until next Monday.
It's interesting because that's like the opposite side of the coin for most bands. Not all bands, but most bands. It's very interesting. And I would consider my band on the opposite side of your coin because we were fortunate enough to where like everything was kind of done anyway, like record cycles and blah, blah, blah. We only lost a couple tours, but we've been dormant for a minute and things are starting to change now. So it's interesting to hear your like, yeah, it ended up being like a boon in the end, like silver lining to obviously a terrible situation. Like that doesn't even need to be said, but it's very interesting. I didn't know that.
But it also made me kind of change how I do things differently now. Like after that, I was kind of like, all right, I stopped doing recoup periods for my releases to pay bands royalties. So now I just do 50-50 splits on the digital immediately, like no recoup at all, because I'm like, everything does well. Like I'm one guy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't have a staff to pay. And I don't even like really pay myself a paycheck either. I just literally charge most things in my life to the label thing because I can write those things off.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, and it just was like, fuck it. Like the last 2 years have been crazy. Like, let's like, I'm just gonna switch it up a little bit. And like, I mean, bands are stoked now. They're like, cool. Like, just
That's how you keep bands too.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
and like, it's my digital doesn't like make a shitload of money, but it's just kind of like, so it's like, it's everybody's more excited. I feel like they're like,
It
all right,
pays the Spotify monthly subscription bill, huh?
yeah.
Okay.
They're just like, let's go. All right, cool. And like, I have a new and the bane of my existence for like before was just sifting through like Excel. Like when you get like the statements from your digital distributor, it's literally like thousands of pages because it's every track on every digital platform by like per stream essentially.
Yeah.
So like I now have to manually go through them and go, all right, Mind Force, do all of it, and then like try to figure it out. But I'm a dumbass by my production company for years was called Stupid Idiot Productions for a reason. I would mess it up all the time. I have a new digital spot now that auto pays everybody every month. They're 50%. So like,
wow,
it's like every month it's just boom, done it. And like, I know it's 100% foolproof now. Like I can't fuck it up at all.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's amazing.
And I've had firsthand accounts of this. I was just in New York and Harry from No Pressure was like, yo, digital game changer. You know? So clearly it's working. Bands are staying.
Same company as me for that.
There you go. Exactly.
Yep. He knows.
Sam, how would you say, what is your opinion on how people are, like, I agree with what you're saying about more people getting into it recently as like social media, TikTok, Turnstile, Have Heart coming back, like stuff is kind of lifting everything up. But how are people, in your opinion, discovering the music itself? Like someone says like, oh, I saw this band. I really like them. How do I find more?
Yeah. I don't know. And like what sucks is like I should have asked. We did a show in Boston like a month and a half ago, like a C4 local show headliner, and there were like 5 like 16-year-old kids that had looked like they had never been to a show there before. And like they came and like they paid and like they like had fun. I wish I asked them like how they found out about it all.
Yeah.
I really think it's a lot of TikTok. Like a lot of these, like you got these like pretty girls dancing,
yeah,
singing Tsunami.
Yeah.
And I think that like they just go, what is this? And then like, a kid can go, I mean, if they're anything like how I was when I was their age, like, and like, Bo, you're like Colin, we all probably looked in the CD, like, who are they thanking?
Who are they thanking?
Dude, yeah. Who are they thanking?
The key. I looked in the Youth of Today. I looked in Break Down the Walls, and they thanked like all of the bands I went on to love.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, it was like first and foremost Rabies and Warzone, and Youth Defense League, and it was just it's like okay, like.
So you probably have these kids who are like seeing like, all right, this like hot girl with tattoos is dancing to Tsunami. Who's Tsunami? Then they like go to the Tsunami's Twitter and they see them like reposting stuff from like Never Ending Game or like Pain of Truth. And then through that, they're probably just doing the digital version of like just looking through the thanks list, as they say.
Yeah. Like like on the bottom of the Spotify, there's the like for listeners
and that
also,
too. Yeah,
it's dog shit. It's one of the most inaccurate.
It's a very bad
algorithms I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it is really bad. I don't know if like the turnstile effect is as potent as some people will think, and I'm only going based on like Al Henry. He was on tour with Turnstile, like doing like the video stuff, and he was asking kids like, how did you hear about Turnstile? And all those kids were like, oh, I just saw like footage of them playing a big fest on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like they don't know anything about any of the hardcore bands. Now they're very open-minded though. Like I saw that Turnstile tour in Orlando and Day by Day opened. Mm-hmm. And those kids were going buck for Day by Day. Like, and they had no idea who Day by Day was. So hopefully like they went home and they're like, all right, what's this band? In my head, I'm like, I hope they like kind of do like the thing that I did. Like when I saw Complete Chaos for the first time at a show, I was like, I need to know everything.
Yeah.
And that's the goal with being in a band that big and putting bands like that on your show is like broaden their horizons.
Yeah.
Be the rising tide that Bo always fucking says every single week with the ships and the tides and the rising.
I'm going to see you in 2 days and I'm going to strangle you in your sleep.
You're going to try. you're gonna fail.
I'm gonna get a key to your room.
You're not getting the key to the room.
Damn, you guys got separate rooms? You guys are balling
Yes.
that hard.
Absolutely.
Sheesh.
You got any?
I probably shouldn't have said that. I should have said I'm gonna roll over in our shared double mattress, and I'm gonna smother you with my
you're not
flat
gonna be
pillow.
anywhere near me.
I'm technically on a business trip right now, and the Airbnb we all had our own room with our own bed, and I was like, this is fucking crazy. I thought I was gonna have to sleep on a fucking couch.
Wow.
Yeah, dude,
Dude.
I'm very torn about Airbnb in general.
It's dead, dude. Fuck
I,
Airbnbs.
which I think is like kind of a good thing because like I know there's I live in a Eastern European neighborhood. Like ethnically, people from the Ukraine and Poland mostly live in my area. And they're like old ass buildings with old ass landlords that are getting bought out and then renovated and turned into Airbnbs. And these families can't live there anymore. Like I see it. I see people, because I live by the train line, see people come with their suitcases all the time and like get into their Airbnbs. And like, now that I know that I'm going to have to be leaving this place soon, I'm like, these motherfuckers, because I see them every day.
It's not their fault.
No, it isn't. So I'm saying I'm very torn. It's, it's weird to me to buy a building that could house 6 families
Yeah.
and then rent it out a couple
And
days a
not
week
house anything.
and not house
zero
families. Like, yeah.
It is. I mean, but that whole Airbnb like business structure is going to die.
Good.
Every day there's some new like viral Reddit post about an Airbnb owner being like, "What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. Those
I have
are,
no bookings."
those are great.
And they were created because hotels were expensive. It's
Right.
like this was the alternative, and then they just became more expensive. But then also you got to take the trash out and fucking feed the dog.
Oh god,
dude,
the
fuck
rules
that.
are like crazy. They're like, please,
Fuck the rules.
yeah, it's.
I'm sick of following the rules.
I'd
It's like,
rather
no,
stay in a
I think
hotel anyway.
What was that, Sam?
Sorry, Sam.
No, there was one that I rented. They were like, "Oh, take the sheets off the bed when you're done."
Fuck
it's like,
you.
no,
Get
I'm
the
not
fuck out of
doing
here.
that.
And now hotels like are priced a little bit more competitively because of Airbnb. So it's really just there's no point.
I mean, this was $100 a night, and I'm in a
See?
courtyard Marriott.
Yeah, that's
Loving it.
that's good. Is it one of the ones where like the downstairs is playing like club music?
No, thank God.
Dude, Colin, we've never talked about a loft or a loft.
I think it's Aloft, right?
I think it's a loft too, but it's tied to Virgin Airlines. A loft. I genuinely don't know how you pronounce it, but that's like my favorite hotel chain.
In America
Nice.
too.
It's one of them. It's nice. It's fancy. It's like ultra hip. There's a pool table and like snacks downstairs.
Oh, dude, there's one in Louisville, right?
I don't know.
I think that we've stayed there before around LDB, and it was like unreal.
Yeah, they're fucking fancy. They're very minimalist and like fancy, and they're just like I just like staying in them. You know what I mean?
That's where the we we had a fill-in drummer for the LDB the last time Twitching Tongues played. I'm sorry to put you on the spot. I won't say your name. But Taylor stayed in the same room as him.
Yeah.
And he goes on record to say it was like the most jizz he's ever seen on the floor of a shower. Just kept there, not rinsed or anything. Just like
Oh, that's so dark.
like the biggest load.
That's what I'm going to be doing in our shared room.
Thank God that you're a liar. You know, thank
Save
God for that.
all-
Oh wait, no, you don't lie.
I
You cannot lie and you cannot write a riff.
that's
the whole
it. Those are
thing,
the two things. That's right. I
Those are your
only
two
tell
criteria?
truth.
Those are them.
I
You got
only tell
riffs?
truths and play Metallica riffs.
You got riffs, Sam?
No, not really.
See,
I can
and
play-
look what he's done. He's built an empire.
It's true.
I can play power chords. That's about it.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
The Warfare Doomsday LP is the most I can do musically was on that record. So
There you go.
and it's all power chords except for the leads. Those are Justice. Justice wrote all those.
What how'd you get into hardcore?
Kind of like how most people I feel like our age did. Like, you meet like the kids that were like the skateboarder kids that listened to like Rancid and stuff, and then like through there I met like people. My sister kind of got into like hardcore and shit, and like she had a friend that like was dating this guy who was like really into hardcore, and like he was like, oh, you like Rancid, you like Operation Ivy, I'm gonna make you like a mix. So he made like a mix with like Throwdown and like everything on it. And
dude, shout out to that guy. Those old heads, they're the MVPs for real.
They're the real ones. And like, yo, he took me to the first show I went to that was like not like at the House of Blues or something like that, was a Dillinger Escape Plan Mastodon Norma Jean show in 2002.
Wow.
And I was like, at the time I was like, Norma Jean, I was like, that's fucking awesome. Dillinger, awesome. Mastodon, boring as fuck. Now I'm like, Mastodon's shit. Dillinger's cool. Norma Jean, I will not listen to. But the show that really hooked me was the summer of that was December 2002. July of 2003, that guy took me to a show at Will's Pub in Orlando that was Throwdown, Every Time I Die, and Terror.
Fuck.
And that'll do it.
I wanted to see Throwdown. I was like, fuck yeah, Throwdown, let's go. But I remember he was like, we got to get there early to see this band opening. They're called Terror. Everybody's saying that they're having like the craziest sets, and they're saying it's awesome, so we got to go see it. And holy shit, legendary.
That was the one?
That I saw that. It was like the most, like the room exploded for Terror, and I'd say half the room left after that.
Wow.
People were there just to see Terror.
And they've been a band for a year or something, right?
The first time
on CD at the merch table that night.
Fuck yeah.
And that was like, that was when I was like, holy shit, you can have hard and fast in the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The first time Terror played Chicago, it was before I was into hardcore at all, but it was like an infamous, like a Jim Grimes birthday show. And Fall Out Boy played because they hadn't broke yet. And Terror played. It was like the first time Terror came to Chicago. And like, it's like an infamous, there's like video of it, blah, blah, blah. It's like an infamous thing. But I got into hardcore like shortly thereafter. And I remember that was like a literal like HardLore, like a myth of like, oh man, you should have seen him a year ago, man.
Yeah.
Boy and Terror.
Yeah. Dude, is there a more like there's like gateway drug is like a concept of marijuana getting you into blah blah blah. Is there a more gateway record than And Out Come the Wolves?
Probably not for me. That was like the one for me. Like
it wasn't for me, Colin. Yeah. I'm not even saying it was for me.
You mean like objectively to other people?
I'm thinking objectively like this. There's this thing that you could get in Best Buy or Hot Topic at fucking anywhere when it came out, and it was everywhere.
I mean, that might have been the Brody King gateway, so that's a good point.
Yeah.
That was his shit. Nothing like what he's into now.
No.
That was like the first record I heard from like the skateboarders at my school was like, and Operation Ivy. Those were like the two big ones, but
like that makes total sense,
Still an amazing record.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I saw them at Riot Fest play the whole record.
Rancid's like the one band I feel like if I ever did anything for Rancid and I had like the Triple B Center logo with like the Rancid logo, I don't think I could ever peak. I don't think I could get any better than that. That would have to be like the last thing I ever did if I ever got to do anything for Rancid. I just don't think there's anything else like that I could do. I'll spill some HardLore. I'm re-releasing Lowest of the Low next year.
Fuck yeah.
So that's like a real full circle moment for me.
Very much so, yeah.
Triple B, Lowest of the Low.
Lowest of the Low.
I had Lowest of the Low on a 10-inch and I lost it. I lost it.
The worst format.
It was like a European 10-inch.
I hate 10 inches.
Yellow and black splatter. It was so cool, dude.
My whole thing is I don't even show. My records are in the closet because of 10 inches. Don't even look at them.
I don't even own a 10-inch anymore. I think
what's the problem? What's the beef?
They fuck you got 5 of them and it fucks up the arrangement of the whole thing.
Oh,
they're ugly. They're hideous.
I see what you're saying. Just put them in a different.
They look stupid.
Yeah.
Make it 12.
Just make it.
You think you're so cool.
You're paying the same price to press it pretty much. Just do the extra 2 inches.
Yeah. What is the difference?
Yeah. They like Don't they
think they're the
lose
exact
money?
same.
So yeah, wow.
So you're just like ours is 10.
Yeah, it's just like a thing.
But I've never actually looked into it because even like in 2006, I was like, I'm never doing a 10-inch.
My man.
The only band that ever asked to do a 10-inch was Fire and Ice, and I said no.
No,
They're like, let's do a
sorry.
10-inch. I was like, no, we'll do 2 7-inches instead. And they were like, okay, that works.
Which Fire and Ice thing did you put out?
So they were. I did the Gods and Devils 7-inch and the Breathe 7-inch, both of which they record them at the exact same time.
Gods and Devils
Yeah,
has always been so funny to me.
the artwork's pretty funny on that one.
Gods, plural of multiple gods. Understand? Devils,
Yeah, not demons.
demons is so funny.
It's like saying Jesus's and
It's amazing.
yeah, that's funny. I never thought of that.
Yeah, they record both 7-inches at the same time, and they're like, why don't we do a 10-inch instead? I was like, no, let's just do 2 7-inches. I don't.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean,
They
that is
they
cooler.
popped
I can't
the fuck
argue
off.
with that.
And then we ended up taking all those songs, and then they were on the first America's Hardcore comp I did, and we did those 10 total tracks and put it on a 12-inch later. But yeah, I don't want to do a 10-inch ever. No thanks.
Dude, comps are another thing of the past that have obviously been replaced by Spotify playlists and shit like that. Like, which I get it, but comps were fucking huge,
Sam's keeping them alive, brother.
dude.
Trying.
Very yeah, I know it's like I'm sure it's tough, but like I got into there was the Organized Crime Records comp, and it had every Chicago band and then like weird affiliated bands, and it was just like instrumental into getting into music.
Punkorama comps.
Dude.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
victory style were the ones that
The Victory
Ooh,
ones
big-
too. There
big
were a
in the
lot
young
of them,
household.
dude. They were huge.
Punkorama.
Yeah, they're comps are kind of dead for the most part. I still do the America's Hardcore ones just for fun. Carter with From Within, he's been doing One Scene Unity ones.
yeah, that one
Yeah.
is cool.
They're cool as hell. Yeah,
I feel like too, like the people who know, and I'm not even trying to sound like gatekeeper but like this is Boston, not LA. Like when you look back at it, it's just like it's a cool thing.
oh yeah.
You know, like it's just like a sick vibe. The New
But
York.
now it's
what
like
was the New York one?
They had the Together comp on the 7-inch, and then they
Dude.
had the New York Hardcore 12-inch one.
Incredible.
Yeah.
You know, just like
Yeah.
the coolest shit.
no. What was the other one with the cool name?
Generations.
Was it Generations?
Generations was the Rev one in like the mid 2000s that Bob Shed helped put out with like,
I feel like there's another one I'm thinking.
there's a ton of bands on it. Oh, Where the Wild Things Are?
Where the Wild Things
Oh,
Are. Yeah,
dude.
That's a good one too.
that's a great
Yeah.
one. Huge.
That's a good one too.
Yeah,
Comps
that's
are
good shit.
awesome. They're just like, they're a pain in the ass to put together because you're hounding like 15 bands and like I can't even talk shit. I had to drop my own band from the last one I did because we fucking recorded.
Well, and as the label guy now, it's like you gotta pay for all those recordings.
Yeah,
They all sound very different a lot of the time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they do. The deal with those is that's kind of like the where it's just like, all right, you can keep your digital if you pay for your own recording kind of thing. Just upload it yourself. But most of the bands just don't even care. Like the AHC comps are like everybody knows what it is. Like they
Yeah.
know like this is just to do it for fun, just to like have it out there.
Which I'm sure they were back in the day too.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Right. So it's just like
It's promotional.
it's
It's
a
great
cool,
promo.
yeah, it's a very cool thing. I've always been into that.
But yeah, Carter keeping them alive. Like I didn't even know what From Within was until I saw the first One Scene Unity. I was like, what is this? Somebody actually did a comp, and he did it on a CD. And I remember like, I think I texted Bob Wilson because I knew he was friends with like the dude. Like I heard he was friends with him, and I was like, tell that kid he's got to put it on a 12-inch because like CDs suck. And he was like, he doesn't want to do it. It's too much money. I was like, I'll bankroll it. I'll make sure he doesn't lose money. Just
Oh,
tell me he
that's
needs to do a
nice.
12-inch. So
Is that Sig?
Hmm?
Is that the guy Sig? Is that his name?
his name's Carter. He's from Pensacola. Or
Or did he
lives
used
in
to go by
Pensacola.
Sig?
No, he doesn't go by Sig.
You gotta let Sig go, dude.
I feel like Sig is.
It's
I
not
feel like
happening.
he's Sig, man.
Nah.
Was he? Did he tour with Malice of the Palace?
Yeah, I think so, actually.
His name is literally Sig. Just so you know.
Oh, him?
Yeah, it's Sig.
That's-
Sig.
Carter.
Yes. He was a young cat on the Disharmony tour.
I'm texting
That's
him
right.
right now, asking, did they used to call you Sig?
Did they used to call you Sig? Confirm or deny?
You got a brother named Sig?
Yeah, you really do. You look like him.
You really do, man.
I didn't know about that comp, and then I was on it. On the
What
fucking
was
Pain
on
of
it?
Truth song? The Pain of Truth song that sang.
Oh, right.
So yeah, I convinced him to do a 12-inch. I was like, yo, just do a 12-inch. Like, you won't lose money, trust me. I'll do an exclusive Triple B color. Literally, he sold out in like one day.
Fuck yeah.
And he was like, damn, I sold out. I was like, you realize you did with your first vinyl release, so it took me like a decade to do a Triple B.
Yeah.
I never sold out of anything that fast.
Did the volume 2 sell out as fast? Do you know?
I have like 4 copies literally left of it, but he made double the amount. He made 1,000 of those.
Wow.
And 4 left. Huge.
Dude, that's another thing that I often wonder about, like the old, like Schism, like the first few Schism records. Like, did they realize, like, oh, this shit is selling really fast, or like the early Rev records? Because I know that it did, and it's like really hard to find now. But like, did they know they had lightning in a bottle at the time? Versus, you know what I mean? Like,
In their own world, I'm sure they were like, hey, this is working. Cool.
Probably
But
took
it was
a while
still
to-
not,
Yeah, realize
it's
it.
mail order at that time, right?
right? Yeah.
Fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So they probably selling so much that they're like, fuck, this sucks. I gotta mail all these.
I
You know how that
these
is.
orders suck.
Or like Discord,
Yeah.
because like Discord was all DIY, obviously, famously. Like, did they know, like, man, these first 6-7 inches are like flying?
No.
So crazy.
You don't know if something is legendary till way later.
Not even that it's legendary, but you have metric proof that something
If
is
they're making
moving.
money from a record label, I'm sure you're happy about it. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not losing your ass, trust me, you're happy.
you're winning. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would know, right?
Yeah,
Good.
there's been a
I'm
lot of
glad
them.
you have your ass. You know,
Yeah.
that should be the goal.
It's important.
I'm very thankful for, knock on wood. I hope it can
Yeah.
continue as long as possible, but very thankful.
I knocked on some too, so no worries.
Oh,
You're good. You're double wooded.
I'm double.
Let me ask you, do you have I know this is kind of unfair because it's like choosing between all of your children, but do you have like a Triple B Mount Rushmore
Ooh.
in terms of like the structure of Triple B, kind of the reason it can sustain itself to this day?
I would say, yeah, I think so. I'll go with, how many presents are on Mount Rushmore? 4 or 5? 4?
You got 4.
Okay. I'd say a big turning point was the Fury LP I did. That was a big one.
Big record.
So I'm gonna go with that. I'd say Fury, definitely Mind Force. Mind Force is the 100% biggest band that has ever been on the label.
Wow.
Like, they have crushed everything in its path,
Wow.
very ferociously. Them, Freedom, based on the records did great. That was a really fun era, and also like I'm just really close with those guys still. Through Freedom gave Never Ending Game and arguably to Gridiron, you could say in a way.
Yeah.
Freedom, Fury, Mind Force, and then I'd say number 4. I'm gonna go with. People might be surprised by this, but this was a big turning point for the label in 2011. I'm gonna go with Dead End Path.
Wow.
Really?
The first full-length LP I ever put out. The first band I toured with for months on end.
Wow.
Yeah, I toured with them in Europe. We toured with them in
Yeah.
Europe. I didn't realize that their LP came out on Triple B.
Yeah, the first one came out, Blind Faith, in 2011, came out on Triple B, and after I graduated college, and then 2 days later we did the Title Fight Shed tour.
Wow.
And then after that, we did I think I went on 2 other full US tours with them. And I'm still I just talked to Foos the other day. So I gotta give it to them. They were the first proper LP I ever put out, 10 songs from a band on a CD on an
Big
LP.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was because before that I had done like a 12-inch EP, the first AHC comp, and then just a fuckload of 7 inches.
Yeah.
Like all 7 inches. But there are other ones like Free Spirit was a big one for me too. Like that was.
I was gonna say no Boston on the Triple B Mount Rushmore. The council might be.
I could argue that Dead End Path and Free Spirit were one and the same because at the time, Dead End Path and Free Spirit, a lot of people don't realize it. They did a lot of stuff together. They did a bunch of tours and weekends together, and like they were kind of like brother bands at the time. But yeah, Boston. Like I'm trying to think of other Boston bands that. There's obviously been a lot of Boston bands I put out, but that like made like a huge that like helped everybody in a way help build to what it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like
Okay, how about
I would
this?
say Boston, I signed a lot of like demo Boston bands and did 7 inches for them that did literally nothing after.
Okay.
Boston accounts for the most demo like first 7 inches that win mystery boxes. And like I love every single one of them just as much as the rest. Like because a lot of those guys, I mean, one of them was this band Take Control, who is like half of C4 now, and who are like some of my closest friends that I have. So everything happens for a reason, as they say.
Of course.
Then how about this? Let's get the Mount Rushmore of Boston hardcore bands. Period.
Wow.
Period.
Yeah, not necessarily affiliated with the label at all, but in general, because like for a long time I considered like the early '80s Boston stuff like my favorite hardcore that existed.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, it's Blood for Blood is George Washington on the Mount Rushmore.
Well, Blood for Blood is it. I was gonna say Blood for Blood is one.
Yeah.
SSD. I'm gonna do just like different eras. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah. You could do '80s, '90s, 2000s, 2010, beyond.
You know, I'm gonna do that. All right. '80s, you got SSD. '90s, you got Blood for Blood.
Yeah.
2000s, I hate giving love to Have Heart because I know Pat's gonna go, yeah, bitch.
Just do it. It's fine.
But it's the only.
What can you do?
Yeah.
Their shows were undeniably the most fun and craziest.
They just
close
drew
second-
10,000 people.
Yeah, close second to me though personally because they were a huge band when I moved to Boston. Took me under their wing. Shipwreck. I did a lot of Shipwreck tours when I was in college.
It's interesting to skip, and I understand that Have Heart's the answer, but it's interesting to skip like locking out of that era was like.
Oh, don't get me wrong, like
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, you know.
But Have Heart is
was still one of the coolest shows I ever saw in Florida, like on the Planet Mental tour. I obviously love all the locking out stuff. 2010s. Oh God, there's so fucking many awesome bands in 2010s. I can't even say Step 4 because there was they started in 06. I can't say No Tolerance either. That was 09.
Oh shit.
But the No Tolerance demo is the best Boston hardcore demo ever.
Oh,
You think
it's
so?
so fucking good. Man.
Wow.
The No Tolerance demo is the best Boston hardcore demo ever.
I love that take.
Yeah. What's better? Nothing.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
I'm sorry. And like not to disrespect anybody, but that demo is just flawless. It's so good.
I don't think that's disrespectful because that's like the No Tolerance demo is like a bunch of hardcore craftsmen coming together as like it's like it was a finished product out of the gate because of the years of experience between it all.
It's literally the best. And like even the No Tolerance 7-inch is like one of the best 7 inches of all time. That whole like New Scene crew wrote some of the best like LP wise, like the LPs are cool, but like 7-inch wise, like they wrote the best 7 inches of like you could put up against most any hardcore generation. Right. First Step 4, 7-inch Waste Management. All right, but I digress. On the Mount Rushmore of Boston hardcore, the 2010 slot, I'm gonna give it to the Rival Mob. I think,
yeah, that's fair.
If that counts. I'm going to give it to Rival Mob because the Hardcore for Hardcore 7-inch came out in 2010, and that's one of the best Boston Hardcore 7-inches.
It's a pretty good list.
That 7-inch is flawless.
Yeah, it's amazing.
There's a lot, man. Boston's got a lot of awesome bands, and like there's a lot of awesome bands that I didn't even get to put out.
Yeah, you're not even touching on it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It doesn't even really like how...
Just look at DFJ's repertoire, his resume.
Yeah. Seriously.
DFJ, he's in every amazing band.
That's a couple monuments all to itself, you know.
Yeah,
That's
he's got
Rushmore, Niagara, etc.
Giza.
Yeah.
Between like him and Stevie, like those two fools have written like some of the best like records, songs in hardcore like ever. You could argue. Just like the two of them are like powerhouses. They're just so good at it.
Yeah.
I would do anything to get another No Tolerance. Oh man. I forgot about Rampage, but you could argue that they're Providence. So
yeah, kid.
On the Mount Rushmore of Rhode Island, it's just Rampage 4 times.
It's just Rampage. Yeah, that's fair.
It's Rampage 4 times.
Very fair. Are there any? This might get sensitive, you know.
Let's go.
Are there any bands maybe that you wanted to sign or that slipped away that you have some feelings about to this day that you would want to talk? We don't have to talk about this, obviously.
I'm trying to think. No,
You don't even have to say who it was. You could just say
yeah.
that there was a situation.
There's a lot of those older, like the Boston bands from like the No Tolerance crew, like and like you know, like not DFJ in particular, but like you know, like the whole like Painkiller kind of crew, where like, don't get me wrong, I'm friends with those guys. They've been nothing but supportive, and like they're like you know, I call them friends, but like you know, if I like, they wouldn't want to do a record on Triple E. Just because it's like too different from like what they're like into for the most part, which like I respect because when I at least asked them, that's what they're like. I'm gonna get you to you straight. I like you. Like there was one band in particular I asked to be on an AHC company that, and he was like, "Who else is on it?" And I said, "Who else was on it?" He goes, "I'll be real with you, man. I like you. You're a great guy. I don't like those bands though, so I don't want to be on."
But like,
Interesting.
I respect it. I'm like,
absolutely,
that's fair. And like. So there's a lot.
That's a rare honesty too, you know.
Oh yeah, and like I respect like the honesty and just being like, you know, just not my thing. So there's like a lot of those bands where I'd be like, man, like I would love to do a record for those bands, but I just know they wouldn't do it. Right. Lately though, like no, like if there's a band that I want and like they go somewhere else, like I understand why, and like I try not to take it personally. And like lately I've gotten better about not taking it personally because I know it's not actually personal. It's just, you know, just like when Fury signed to Run for Cover, they were like, you know, we've been putting records out with you with our band, with this band, other bands for years. We want to try. We just want to see what's like with a different label. Nothing personal. And like those are my boys still. I love them.
Yeah. And that doesn't take away what you did with them.
Of course not. No, it's just like they want to try, and I respect people wanting to try something new to like build their craft more. I get it. Yeah,
and that's something that a lot of people don't think about. Like, what's the fucking European label that put out the first Avenged Sevenfold thing?
Oh, I don't even know.
The big like a Hate Thousand label put that out.
Oh wow!
Like a Belgian hardcore record put that. I can't remember what the fuck it's called, but that like funded 5 other things, and now he gets paid forever for that because they popped off. So like a band leaving your label to go to a quote unquote bigger label only is going to help the back catalog over time.
It's true.
So it's a win-win kind of.
That's a good way to think about it.
Very sweet.
I'm all about just, hey, you know, just as long as everybody's like above board with everything and like, you know, I'm fine. Then I don't take it personally. Carter responded. He said, I said, did your nickname used to be Sig? And he goes, it still is, brother, LMAO. So
you thought I was insane.
I don't know.
The man's name is Sig, Sam.
I had no idea. I just know him as like this like straight edge kid from Pensacola.
Well, I know him as Sig the Spin Kicker. Okay?
It still is, brother.
That was a great answer, Sig. Shout out to Sig.
Really good response.
I'm just replying with hell yeah. He'll be surprised if he listens to this.
Yes, he will. When he doesn't hear this, he'll be blown away.
I do. I'm not like a huge podcast guy, but I actually do listen to every HardLore because you guys talk about things that I find interesting, like going on tour and fast food.
Well,
What a transition.
let's go.
But I was gonna give a shout out to the From Within Records podcast. I'm a big fan because it's just three dipshits talking about hardcore, which is
That's great.
Near and
I
dear.
love it. Nothing, because me in my normal life, I'm just a dipshit that likes to talk about hardcore. So
Absolutely.
I love
That's why
the
we
From
are
Within
doing
Records
this.
podcast. I'm glad they brought it back, but oh yeah,
Didn't know that was a
Man.
thing. Shout out to
I'm a real fast food man, so you know.
Are you? I'm assuming that you're not vegetarian or anything, then.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
great answer, Sam.
So let's hit you with the golden arches question. Being
This is where you guys might be disappointed, but let's go.
no. There's
all
only
walks of life are welcome.
there's
here.
only one wrong answer.
It's true. That is quite true.
You're driving down the highway. There's a sign that's got everything. It's a mystical place. Every fast food place, every what did Seb call it?
Accelerated
cuisine.
Literally the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
Genius. So it's got all of those and then all like actual fast food.
Yeah.
What's the one where you're like, we're gonna be cutting it close, but I gotta eat. Like we're going.
Gotta exit, fellas.
Where I veer off the highway and go, yep, this is the gas stop.
Yeah, this is it.
Yep. This is every stop for the rest of the drive.
Honestly, man, Waffle House is that for me a lot of the time. I don't know if that counts though.
Oh,
But
it absolutely counts.
Yeah, but the time of day, you know, you
All right,
can't eat
we'll break
Waffle
it
House
down.
before 11 p.m.
That's true.
You know?
All right, so if it's an all-night drive and I see a Waffle House, I'm stopping no matter what. Also,
Fair.
I should note that this hotel I'm staying at in Richmond near the airport has a Waffle House one block that way and a Waffle House that way. You can see the signs from the other Waffle Houses.
How do you decide?
I don't know.
You should go to the Yelp and go to the worst reviewed one.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, of
going to be
course.
the better.
That's gonna be the best.
Doubly blessed. Okay,
literally,
so it's
hang
2
up from here, I'm
p.m.
going. Oh, 2 p.m. All right. If I'm on the West Coast, Del Taco.
No. This
This has
any
it all.
it's a mystical place.
a mystical place.
It's got everything. The sign doesn't end.
Exists in the
Mine doesn't
fucking land of Nod, kid.
I gotta say, man, I'd probably go with the Del because I don't get
Number
the Del
one.
very often.
I totally get that, and I hold Dell very highly as well for the same reason.
Wow.
Because I can get a cheeseburger and a taco.
You can, and they're both good. It's, you know, the Pit studio, which is also like the house I grew up in high school, is between two Del Tacos.
Oh, that's
Like comically close, you know?
Yeah.
Like they have to be competing in some way. So I just never think about it as an option.
I will say that I
Just
do I love In-N-Out. I'm an In-N-Out lover. I get a 4x4 every time I go.
Wow.
Good.
Yep, get a 4x4 every time. I love it. I like the fries even though they're controversial. I love them.
Fries are great, Sam. If you don't like the fries, you don't like potatoes, and therefore you're not Irish, and therefore you can't live in Boston.
They're not like the best fries, but they're different, and that's why I like them.
It's a real fry. You know, they're not French to me. They're just fries.
They're just fries.
And that's why I like them.
I kind of like that actually.
You know?
Okay.
The other day, last weekend, I was in Tulsa for Act Like You Know Fest, and for the first time since the pandemic, I got Whataburger.
What'd you think?
Oh, I mean, I love Whataburger.
Oh, okay. Since the pandemic. Okay.
Dude,
Gotcha.
Whataburger. When I would go on tour with Fury and we would go to Texas, we ate that every day. Every day after the show, Alfredo, I'd be like, "Yo, where should we go?" And Alfredo would be like, "Honestly, bro, let's just go back to Whataburger." And everybody would unanimously just be like, "Yeah, let's just go."
They got a big menu.
I love it, dude. It's so
You can
good.
do something different every day. We just went. We filmed it. It's going to be coming out soon.
I think I'm a convert. I really do. I was thinking about it the other day, Colin. I was just thinking about I need to eat and just I wish I could explore that menu.
It's a good meal, man. It was a good menu. We both got a good double burger and customized our reality. Got a great fry. Got the ketchup things.
Yeah, the numbers
with the little numbers on the bottom, as
Yeah.
Nick Stewart taught me.
Mhm.
I was looking for a 5. I got a 4. I'll take it. Got a shake.
Got shakes.
Very thick.
Okay.
Very thick. You know, one of those for sure. But man, we had the best time there.
I did have a good time, and they were super cool too, which I think adds to it. We were like filming stuff, you know, and she was like, "What are you guys doing?" And I like,
What y'all making a movie for?
And she was like, "Okay, well, make sure I'm not in it."
Yeah.
So it like added to the experience.
Alabama.
Birmingham, Alabama. Now, what's a place where you have to get gas? You guys are going to be late, but you cannot be late. What's a place that it could be there, and you would rather not eat than eat?
Rather starve.
You'd rather starve than eat at that location. Is there such a place? It doesn't have to necessarily be. There should be, but
Subway.
that's
You get us.
that's gonna get you a big old
hate
hug in
Subway.
a couple days.
I hate Subway.
Yeah, you do.
I won't eat Subway. At this point, I just refuse to eat at Subway.
That's right.
We just
I don't
keep
think
going.
there's anywhere else. Like,
Nope. But there isn't for
I
me
mean,
either.
you're eating Chester's chicken, you know?
I would eat Chester's over Subway for sure.
I'll get a
But
bag of chips and keep
I
going.
have certainly skipped Chester's
Yes.
and Roy Rogers and like Checkers, like the weird diner place.
dude, Checkers has good fries though.
Checkers is great fries.
They're bomb.
But that's all they got.
How about Steak and Shake? We never talk about Steak and
Dude.
Shake.
Oh, my high
Kind
school
of-
spot, dude.
Kind of awesome.
Kind of rocks, right? Because they
Yeah.
have like $4 everything.
Yeah.
They're open late as fuck,
Yep.
so you can sit down.
They have In-N-Out fries straight up.
They have like shoestring.
Yeah, they're
It's
shoestring.
really similar though. The In-N-Out fries are thicker,
They are thicker.
but
They're better.
they're similarly fried. Do you know what I mean?
What is people's problem with the In-N-Out fry?
They're too. I'll tell you my personal problem with them is like they're too thin, and often over fried, so that they're just like too starchy. They don't have
That
like a
part
nice.
is I've never once tasted that.
I don't
so
think
here's
they
the thing.
soak the fries after they punch them. So when you punch, this is some restaurant lore. When you punch a potato, a lot of restaurants they let the fries soak to get the starch out of them,
Right.
and then you double fry them. I
Right.
don't think they're doing it. I think they're just frying them once.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I still
they-
like them. I'm still a fan. I still think they're good. And like,
But the thinness, Bo,
Yep.
you got to pick up like. So here's my fry technique. Right, this is ancient.
I'm familiar with eating more than one thing at a
No,
time.
no. So what you got to do is you got to pick up 3 or 4 of them. You slam them on the little mat so that they're even, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
you get a big old dip of the spread. One of these.
None of that.
you can't eat those one at a time. Those are like you grab a few.
You
Yeah,
like
you
you
gotta
like the
grab it.
spread from In-N-Out, Sam?
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Sam, you don't go breaking
Sorry.
my heart now.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
You're a ketchup guy?
Oh, I love ketchup.
See, Sam is my guy.
He really
Oh,
is.
and Bo, I'm not a big white sauce guy. Not
It's
big.
happened.
Not big.
It's happened. I'm a
There's some that I'm getting used to. Like if there's like a fancy aioli, I'm down. But like just straight up like mayo, no way. Sour cream, I hate. I don't like sour cream.
dude.
I've
You
tried.
want to know what's funny? Is the other night I ordered Taco Bell like I often do, and there was sour cream in one of my things, and I just like gritted my teeth and ate it, and I
What'd you
hated
think?
it. I hated it, but I was so hungry that I ate it.
Yeah. I'll still eat it if they put it on just because I don't
So
like the waste
pathetic.
really. But I'll be annoyed. But I'll eat it.
Yeah,
Uh,
excellent. Excellent.
Sour cream, I'll be honest with you. I didn't like it till I was like 20. And now I can't get enough of the stuff.
Really?
You can't keep me away from sour cream,
Dude,
frankly.
sometimes you'll go to like Chipotle and you'll see somebody and it'll be like ladle.
Oh, you're sick for that.
Like a double-
that's a sour.
Yeah, Brody King.
Really? Is he? He's a
that's-
pervert. Huh?
Sour cream and fajitas all day, dude.
Oh,
he'll do 3 scoops of fajitas. One time they were out of fajitas, so he left.
I like that because I love the fajitas at Chipotle.
I don't
So
even
I
get them in. I don't think that they work in a burrito. They work in a bowl, but I usually get burritos, and I don't think they work in the burrito. So I don't.
Oh, I
I don't
always
get
get
them.
That makes sense that you usually get burritos, Bo.
Why?
You're the last burrito man still standing at Chipotle.
The fuck are you talking about?
Everybody's bowl.
No.
Bowl.
That's-
Everybody gets a bowl.
When that's literally untrue. James
Sam?
gets burritos.
Sam?
I'm bull gang at Chipotle. I'm not
Bull.
gonna lie, but I will eat a burrito though.
Yeah, but
The
how?
bowl
When
at
was the last
Chipotle
time
is
you
just
got
so-
it?
You get the bowl with the nachos and you make your own like little.
Oh,
The bowls are great. And when I was doing keto, they had like the keto bowl, and it was actually fantastic for the day. So I'm fine with it. But it's just like the tortilla is so fucking filling and satisfying
is.
that you literally
That's the
only have to
problem.
eat. Yeah, no, I know. But like you could also only eat that
yeah.
your whole day, and you're
The
like,
tortilla
fine.
alone.
Yeah.
It's like lamba spread.
Dude, you know what's disgusting is if you get it delivered, you got to get your burrito double wrapped.
Ugh.
It stays
That's
perfect.
like 2,000 calories.
Oh, probably more, honestly.
Nice.
Well,
I don't
you
get
got
guac.
Something very gross that me and there's a thing in Orlando with my friend group. We call it the Pizzarito Challenge, where
Oh God.
you get a Chipotle burrito, and there's a place called Lazy Moon in Orlando that makes like pizza slices that are like fucking huge. They're like twice the size of like a Joe's Pizza slice in Brooklyn, and you wrap it and you eat it, and
Chipotle
you can eat
burrito.
a Chipotle burrito wrapped in a piece of pizza. And if you
Oh.
eat the whole thing, you're not a coward. But if you can't, you're a coward.
I mean, I could absolutely do it. That's the problem, though.
Oh, I did it. I
That's
do
my
it every
problem.
time. And like
Every time.
every time I finish it. But I don't
That
eat for
just
the whole
doesn't.
day.
That doesn't sound like complimentary flavor.
I will say,
you know?
surprisingly good. The first time I did, I was like, "This is gonna." We did it as a gag for like my friend moving out of Orlando, and I was like, I took one bite. I was like, "This is actually kind of good," and I scarfed
Mexican,
it down.
Italian fruit.
My girlfriend, I feel like, almost broke up with me when I sent her a picture. She was like, "You're the most disgusting person I've ever met."
That's fair.
Okay, so aside, Colin, do you have a strange food combo that works for you? Because they exist. For example, I found that peanut butter on scrambled eggs, not bad. I know.
But why?
So it's like a fitness person thing that I saw once, and on Warped Tour I
You
tried
have
it.
to do fitness to do that. But
I was very fit at the time. This was 2018.
yeah, I mean, peanut butter keeps you full.
Go fuck yourself.
All day.
And I put it on scrambled eggs, and it was shockingly good. I don't know
Did you
why.
still salt it?
No, not really. So pretty much plain eggs with like not a ton of peanut butter.
I'm just not a big peanut butter guy to begin with. Like the Reese's ratio, I think is too much peanut butter.
Oh man, I think it's
What's
I
the
love the
best?
edges.
What's
I
the
go-
best seasonal Reese's?
The Christmas tree.
yeah.
Do you think so?
Oh, I love the Christmas tree.
I really like the
one's good too.
I really like the Halloween bats. The ratio is good in the
Did
bats.
you say the Easter bunny, Sam?
Yeah, that one's good.
I love the Easter bunny.
All the seasonal ones are good because they're fresh.
They're
That's
so
dude.
fresh.
That's
They're
a
the freshest ones. They're
Wow.
so good.
that's a really good point. You're right.
That is a HardLore take right there.
I told you.
That's why
Junk food
That's
and
why
fast
I
food.
modify. You're here. You're welcome, dude. This is
Wow.
why. That's why I modify my McDonald's order, as I've said. And people think I'm crazy.
What's the McDonald's order now?
I just know it's fresh. If I change it in any way, I know that they just made it for me.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
Dude, my favorite
Right.
thing is on the kiosk, McDouble, make it plain, ketchup. Just boop, boop, boop. It's
Dude, I
great.
love the touchscreen.
But
Yeah.
but isn't make it plain?
Make
Oh,
it
you
plain
keep the
just
cheese
means
on
meat and cheese and bun.
Okay. Is the McDouble cheaper than the double cheeseburger?
By like 40 cents now, maybe. But yes.
But you get that second slice of cheese.
It's
Does
one
that
less
appeal to
cheese,
you?
right? Yeah, exactly.
But how do you feel about that? Does that appeal to you? That extra cheese?
No, I'm always a McDouble guy.
Okay.
Because back in the day, a McDouble was $1.06. Remember that?
I do. What's your McDonald's order, Sam?
Here's the thing. Here's why I was like, you guys are gonna be able to.
Oh, boy.
I don't go to McDonald's that often in the States.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's
in
okay.
Europe, though, oh man.
We have a lot of other things here, so it's
We do.
okay.
Yeah. I like here, it like especially in Orlando, like Chick-fil-A I go to all the time. Zaxby's. There actually is a Del Taco by UCF.
No kidding.
It's far, but occasionally I'll be like, I'm gonna make usually they used to be open 24/7.
Wow.
So I would go like that was my Jew on Christmas meal would be going to Del Taco by myself and going through the drive-through
Classic.
in my car.
Now, you say it's far, but it could be 2,000 more miles further.
That's true. It's just like a 35-minute drive.
Oh, that's pretty fucking far.
Yeah, sometimes I don't want to do that.
Oh my god!
I live also near a Zaxby's. I like live near what Stick Together once called 10 years ago the Bermuda Triangle of fast food, where like I have a Chick-fil-A, a Taco Bell, a Popeyes, and a Chipotle, all like right next to each other.
Beautiful.
That's a good little square. Where's the Wingstop?
We just got a Wingstop in Orlando on Colonial Drive.
See,
Congrats.
now you're truly congratulations.
Congratulations.
Now you're well equipped. How often are you back in Orlando?
I actually moved back. I'm in Orlando now full time.
Oh.
Water boy again. I bought a house and I'm just in Florida now.
Oh,
Good for you.
congratulations. Look at you.
Yeah. So I'm going to my Bermuda Triangle often.
Good.
Although
You got
my
any
Popeyes
local
is
spot?
closed, unfortunately.
The Popeyes closed?
Yeah.
That's a shame. Dude, I know it was like a lot of hype, but that chicken sandwich was fucking great.
I love it. I tried getting the blackened chicken sandwich the other day at the recommendation of Mr. Carl from Gridiron, Matt Carl from Gridiron. We were playing Call of Duty.
Did you get it?
He was like, "Yo, you got a blackened chicken sandwich from Popeyes. It's the best." He said it's the best thing he's ever had from Popeyes.
So the thing about the blackened chicken is it is actually made to order.
Oh hell yeah!
So when you order it, they're like,
oh,
They get pissed.
and it's dude the blackened when I was doing keto again round 2, the blackened chicken is like the best fast food keto thing now because
no shit.
it's just incredibly seasoned grilled chicken.
All right, because there's no breading. It's
Exactly, but
Dude,
it's so expensive.
It is shocking. There isn't a fast food place that you can go and just get like KFC got rid of grilled chicken.
I'll tell you where it is, Bo.
Where's it at?
Wingstop.
Really?
Wingstop is grilled.
Keto. Wingstop is it's fried, but it's not breaded.
Right. So you can do fried in like a buffalo sauce. And
It
that's
is
just,
the ketoist thing.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
No, I did not know that.
I never ate Wingstop when I was keto.
Oh my god, I lived on it. I got a protein style 4x4 every day for lunch.
Dude, now that would be so beneficial if that was here.
Yeah.
That would be so helpful if In-N-Out was here.
I'm sorry.
I know. You should be.
What are you into lately, Sam?
And what like
What's your favorite thing right now?
Playing any games?
the new Call of Duty Warzone.
Oh, right.
You fully into it?
You bonded with many over Warzone during the demic, huh?
Oh man, that's how Gridiron got signed to the B. Well, I think that's how Gridiron started.
I think it is.
So sick.
Yeah. Because I remember I was living in Brooklyn at the time, and I just sat in my room and played fucking Warzone. I was playing with Will, and that was where I met Matt Carl. Was on Warzone, and Will was like, "Yo, I got this stupid demo that I just wrote with that dude Matt that you played with the other night. I want you to put it out." And it was the Gridiron demo. I was like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever heard. Let's go."
It's actually not fair how good Will is at music.
Yeah, he's crazy.
It's crazy.
Did you hear the newest stuff he has just finished recording?
I have not.
Oh man.
I was just the
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Colin, how far are you in Ragnarok?
I haven't played it for 1 second
Man, really?
since being home. I'm about 8 hours in. I've been about 8 hours in for about 2 weeks.
That's I like it was all spoiled for me, so I don't know how you're dodging fucking.
Oh, I'm dodging it left and right, brother.
Jesus
I muted every single one of the words.
get on Warzone, man. That's like
I was gonna say,
Do it, man.
so Nick from Harm's Way is like a cracked Warzone player. Like he's like very good. Doesn't like. I was just talking about this like 2 nights ago. Doesn't like the new one. Thinks the movement too slow.
See, I'm not good at the last Call of Duty. I just play because I was like, I'm having fun with my boys, just talking shit to a bunch of fucking 12-year-olds. But the new one, I'm cracked at it because the movement. They took out the movement aspect, which I couldn't get on the last one.
They kind of made it a little Nerf ball, is what like the hardcore players are saying, to appeal to more.
Well,
and I'm saying all of this as a non-player, so pardon me if I'm totally wrong. But this
they
is
did.
just what I've
They
gathered.
affected the movement a lot, and it's a lot harder to move like as quickly. But I think I don't know. I think it's more fun. The new map is really fun. It's fucking sick. Also, I met Brett from Exhibition on Warzone. That's how I signed Exhibition and Triple B.
Wow.
I met him through because he plays with Brody all the time.
Right.
Brody is pretty fucking good. When he was streaming over the pandemic, I would watch, and I was very impressed at how good he was. Actually,
He was. It's honestly not fair. the amount of like facets he's been borderline professional in his life. But like pre-wrestling and all that, he was exclusively an at-home Call of Duty guy, and he was like always playing and always winning. Made me sick.
I played with him and Brett from Exhibition like a week ago on the new game, and I felt really bad about myself afterwards because they're just like destroy. Especially, dude, Brett like had a round where he had like 30 kills and like 4 deaths, and was just like smoking. And I was like, yeah, no, I can't.
But here's the thing, dude. It uses skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but he's in there.
Hold on. So don't take this the wrong way. Your skill level is making the playing field easier for people who are maybe 10% better or whatever.
See, I think I was in their lobby.
Okay, forget everything I just said.
I think I was in their lobby because I was just like literally deploying back and just immediately dying and being like, I can't do anything.
I think it goes to the lowest common denominator, though.
But
I could be wrong. I don't play.
With Overwatch,
what do I know?
It groups you with other people who are grouped together, obviously, and it doesn't like if you have a group of 3 people playing, and then you have 2 more people on your team, it groups you with another group of 3 people playing and 2 random people on their team.
Gotcha.
To balance it in some way. I have to imagine with Blizzard being owned by Activision, there's some kind of crossover in the way that they match make.
Dude, this is a weird callback, but when I was at TwitchCon, I met one of the original developers for Blizzard North.
Interesting. Blizzard North. Wow,
like
I've heard
Diablo.
that a long time. Yeah. What was he doing?
He lives next to the fucking McAllister house in Wilmette.
Oh,
that's
what was he doing
next door. We were both coincidentally from Chicago, and he's like, "Yeah, you know the Home Alone house," and I was like, "Do I know the silver tuna? Are you kidding me?" And he's like, "Yeah, I live next door." Like, wow, shit. But yeah, he was one of the original guys from Diablo days, StarCraft days. Crazy.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Do you listen to non-Triple B bands, Sam?
Nah.
Like hardcore bands? Yeah, some, yeah. And I listen to like a lot of pop music.
Like what? What are you into?
I mean, I'm a Gaga man too, man.
My man.
I'm a Gaga man.
You are welcome, man. Our door is open.
I love Gaga. I love the Olivia Rodrigo LP is really good. I like that one.
A couple tracks on that one.
There are some serious tracks on that.
Yeah, I feel weird though because she's like a child.
Yeah,
I shouldn't like this as a 34-year-old man, but it's just objectively very catchy music.
She ain't playing child songs though. That's the thing.
And somebody, whoever wrote the hooks, knew exactly what the fuck they were doing, and
the crazy part is I think it's mostly her.
That's insane.
She's very skilled.
Yeah, I mean, very good.
That song's unbelievable.
I think I've talked to you about it, Bo, but the Halsey record, the 9 Inch Nails one.
It's awesome.
Dude. Is it good?
It's
incredible.
Yeah.
I made them one of them InstaFest things.
Yeah.
She was headlining day one, brother.
Really?
That record is I'm addicted to it.
Is it based on Spotify, that thing?
It is, yeah.
So mine would literally just be HardLore. Just all 3 days of the
There's no podcasts on there, thankfully.
Then it's a weekend off, boys.
I listened to the new Taylor Swift LP. I actually do like Taylor Swift. I just think she kind of sucks as a human being. But I think she writes good music. Yeah, I listen to a decent amount of non-Triple B bands.
She is about to be our underground music champion.
Why?
Because she hired a team to go after Spotify, Live Nation, and all this shit.
Ticketmaster too, right?
And that's it. Live Nation Ticketmaster, not Spotify. I don't know why I said that. She's like full on like, yeah, this is kind of fucked up because her tour got announced, everything got sold out, but it went immediately to Ticketmaster or StubHub or whatever the fuck. Dynamic pricing came out, and nobody is able to get affordable tickets.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She is like, I would love to have the article with like ready, but I obviously don't. But
We got to get her on the pod.
should we talk to her?
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Tay.
PAHC legend.
But she's like genuinely. There's a team that she helped organize, looking into the legality and ethics of Live Nation, Ticketmaster, and stuff.
Wow.
Which is very good.
She should go after Spotify. I like that you said that.
Yeah, I wish that was the case. Lars was right, baby.
He really
No, Lars was fucking right, man.
This is the thing is like, I've said this to people and they'll be like, ha, because obviously like streaming shit is for a consumer is awesome. But like the reality of it is, and I'm not even trying to toot horns, but like a lot of bands, including our own Colin, if we existed in the early 90s, if we were magically Back to the Future, that we would just make a living on our music.
We'd be comfortable guys.
You would tour a couple times a year if you wanted. And like now that's not the case. And now,
you know as well as, if not more than anybody, Sam, that like Spotify will do these deals where it'll be like a year for $10. And like that's what the world's library of music is worth to people who who use Spotify.
right.
And it's my new digital spot breaks down like how much money comes in from each individual outlet. And it's pretty crazy that Spotify is the biggest, and like that's where most of my streams come from. But I make almost just as much money from Apple Music for like a third of the streams. It's like pretty crazy.
Spotify,
Tidal pays the most.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Tidal does pay the most. I remember when Kanye put out that one record years ago, and he was like, "I would prefer if everyone used Tidal."
Yep.
It's just like
Tidal is FUBU straight up for us by us. You know?
fuck. What was I gonna say? Spotify.
They suck, but
They really.
But
suck.
it's crazy when you look at the metrics, how little, like nobody uses anything else.
But to your point, Colin, you were saying that like the world's library of music, $10 for a year, and then some of these same people will complain about a $25 T-shirt at a show. It's like, how do you think a touring band is going to supplement? Like it ain't the 70s. Fleetwood Mac could do a tour and survive for years. Yeah. You know.
Well, what's interesting about Spotify too is like I know someone that works at Spotify. I'm not going to reveal his name or anything, but
we need name and email address. No.
Well, he told me he was like Spotify. We as independent artists make less than like what like a major label gets paid per stream.
Sure.
And that Spotify has tried to negotiate with the majors, being like, "Hey, if you guys take a little less, we can bump up all these indies more, so that people stop trying to cancel us on the internet." And the majors are just like, "Nah, fuck that."
Yeah,
but it's like what the majors are the majority of the revenue, so I get that.
Yeah,
it's like what does Spotify do where us getting a fraction of a cent where does that value come from? Why can't we have that? You know, why can't I have a cent per stream?
Like and I understand why like Beyonce's record plays, because isn't it 1,000 record plays equals one record play? Do you know what I'm saying? Like 1,000 streams equals one record play, I believe is the. True. So like I understand that if like, okay, Beyonce getting 20 million, she's bringing in more revenue to Spotify, so she's going to get a bigger cut. The label's going to get what? Fine, but it's still 1,000. Like it's like it doesn't make sense to me why it is not 5 cents.
Well, also
but
those things are on the front page of Spotify, so they're easy to find. Therefore, the discoverability is going to lead to those 20 million plays happening faster. It's a racket.
The other thing with Spotify, though, too, it's like, all right, you want to pay indies more, but you're blaming it on the majors. It's like, I had heard that their Manhattan office is like an entire building in Manhattan, and that each floor like in between each floor of like offices is like a cafeteria that's like all free, and that like it's like arcade games and stuff. I'm like, all right, why don't you just take all that crap out and then pay that? And then all I had heard that during the pandemic when like all their employees were like working remote, that like they got they got an asinine amount of money on top for like as like their like lunch budget because they missed out on
because they were used to what they're.
And every band on earth is suffering.
Well, and I believe the owner is like a multi-billionaire.
Oh yeah, he like
from Spotify.
He tweeted something about being like, I think I'm gonna buy like Chelsea Football Club, and people were just like, cool, like I make like $20 a month from my streams being on your website, and you're gonna buy like yeah, it's just
fuck off. But it's
like they have a multi-billionaire just saying stupid shit on the internet that they shouldn't.
Yeah, but that's all. You can take yourself off streaming, but you're kind of shooting yourself in the dick.
I mean, it would be. I mean, obviously, I don't know how this works. I can't write code or anything. But obviously, if there was like a conglomerate of independent music labels who were like, okay, we're gonna make our own streaming service. Okay, that's one thing you could do. I have no idea how that works. I have no idea how much it costs to host servers that have music available all the time.
$15 a month.
Yeah, right. You know, like I don't get it, but it's certainly like a thing.
I know there's like new like collectives. I don't know how they work. I didn't even know they existed until like I literally got like a digital statement like a few months ago, and I like because like I can see like, all right, you made this much this month from this thing, and I was like, what the fuck is this like independent music collective? And they're like, oh yeah, it's like a bunch of indie people that like go out and get you more money from like Spotify and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I don't really understand how that works, but like I don't know, it's like $1,300 extra bucks. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Skip it. I don't care. Like the way I kind of explain it to bands too, where like it's like digital is like nice free money that like because at the end of the day, Spotify could be a free service for everybody, and we would all still put our records up there for free, I think.
Because it's so big. Dude, how about the fucking Bandcamp model?
Or the Bandcamp model.
What if you could buy every record for as little as $1? We would make so much more money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think people realize that. Like Bandcamp kind of rocks. It just doesn't have it's not the same platform size as Spotify. You know?
I mean, and their fees are kind of insane.
Are they? I don't know.
The Bandcamp fees are a little excessive.
Like
in what way? Like if you're purchasing music, or
even goods like shirts and stuff on Bandcamp.
They take a 10% fee as their like for merch and digital downloads. It's 10%.
But that's still 90 cents.
It adds up.
90 cents a record though.
Yeah, yeah.
At a minimum,
versus a fraction of a penny.
A fraction.
It's a rough life.
I fucking hate Spotify.
You like the record label business, Sam?
Well, I'm grateful that I can operate Triple B on the like. I'd say a lot of record labels, including like indie ones, they rely on their digital money to survive. Like they don't sell a lot of like I know Triple B will be fine because I sell Triple B merch, and like people, I'm grateful that people buy it and like they like love it because that is what allows me to like keep doing stuff, and people buying records too. I don't rely. The digital to me is fuck you free money that I don't like when I'm like, oh cool, I owe the pressing plant $60,000. I don't think, oh, I need that money from digital to pay that. Like that digital means nothing to me, which is kind of why I started giving it to bands off the rip.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's huge.
Because I already don't give a shit at the end of the day. I don't need it to like operate. Like, so like, what do I care? It's just extra free money to me. And I kind of instilled that to bands like, look, this is free money. Like, you might make a couple hundred extra bucks a month. Just, you know, use that for a nice dinner one night or something. I don't know. Whatever. And like, I'm glad that I'm not like other labels who they're like, yeah, we need our digital because we got to pay.
That's how we recoup. Yeah. You're in a good niche, like size, demographic, genre where you can have hard and soft stuff to push. Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, I've never heard that before. Where right off the rip, everybody gets 50% of digital. That's like, because I mean, a major, something like a Metal Blade, Like if they adopted that, that would be a game changer. But to them, they're not selling the amount of records that you are. You've set this. You and Justin Closed Casket have set this precedent of like, hey, we're making cool records that we like that you will like. And if you bought these other things from our label, you're gonna like this next one.
Yeah.
And we look at the packaging. We did cool stuff because we like cool stuff. We are you, so we're making the thing that you want. A bigger label is not running its operation the same way. They're just like, okay, how do we charge as much as possible for this and spend as little as possible?
Because there's so much more. There's overhead and fucking
Big time.
Staff and Jesus Christ.
Me and Justin in particular, I feel like for our size are in very good positions where it's literally just us. So like we can afford to do those types of things because our overhead is a lot lower. Well, Justin I know he's got like his whole like warehouse operation now. Mm-hmm. So he has way more overhead than I do, but like still it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's easier for us to do that kind of stuff, which I think helps gravitate bands to wanting to do stuff. Mm-hmm. Because like, Newfound Glory, for instance, like did that Sticks and Stones repress. Literally, it was as easy as like, all right, we got the rights. This is how I literally sent like, I didn't even like do like a formal Excel breakdown to them and their manager about the money afterwards. I was like, hey, this is how much they cost. This is what was brought in. Here's 50%. Cool. And they were like, yeah, that was easy. Done.
And that's got to be the opposite of what they're used to as like a living entity.
But it just makes it easier. So like, because it's like, I don't have to put in all these different variables. And I hope it's sustained for, almost 17 years at this point. So see if we can do it for a little bit longer. But for now, it's just like, I don't know. I'm just grateful that people actually buy stuff, like the physical stuff, so that I don't have to be like refreshing my digital thing every day, being like, did more money come in? Did more money come in?
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, oh, cool, $50 more from Deezer. Let's go.
Fuck yeah, Deezer. Deezer made me laugh so hard the first time I saw it on the like sound drop. Do you want to submit to Deezer too?
Of course,
sure.
Why not?
Sure.
Who is using Deezer?
It's in Europe, I know.
Of course it is.
Dude, there's so many. My new spot, like the list of like the logos and shit, they're all so crazy looking. I'm like, sure, just send it over because I don't have to. They don't charge me per like. They take a 10% cut as their thing to distribute it,
right?
And then we get 90, which is cheaper than what I was paying before. I was paying like 23% before. So,
wow,
saving 13%, and the bands get it directly. My life significantly improved.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
Good for you.
And then you keep them cool hats and jackets and pants coming,
We keep the drip, as the young kids like to say, coming.
Literally.
Brody's actually been a big like help because like he likes a lot of stuff I make. So I'll text him and be like, yo, is this too crazy? Should I make this? And he's like, nah, just do it. And he's right. And it works. Like,
he's right. He's often right.
He's often right.
He was a real bastard.
What's you ever seen any ghosts, Sam?
Oh man. Yeah. I'm a ghost man. I believe. I'm a believer. I believe in aliens too.
Wow.
We're not.
There's the truth is literally out there.
I'll tell you my experience firsthand with a ghost that I had.
Please do. That's what I'm interested in.
I had a ghost in Boston, and I had an apartment that I lived in Boston. It was a 1-bedroom. It was just me. It was like you walk through the front door directly into the kitchen, living room, bedroom to the side, bathroom like outside. Like the bedroom like was like very small, and there's a door that led to it. And there was one night where I always end my night before I go to bed watching a little bit of Netflix, usually some Seinfeld, maybe The League, something funny, just to put myself in a nice mood before I go to bed. So I turn it off. I start going to bed, and I hear like what sounds like a 1920s speakeasy happening. And like my apartment in Boston was like on the street. So you could, and it's like near Fenway. So you could hear people like walking. And I was like, but that's like, I could hear like a piano playing, like, and like it sounded like a speakeasy was happening. So I was like, what the fuck? And it's coming from my living room. So I was like, maybe I left the TV on in there. Open the door. The second I open the door, dead silence. And like dead silence. So I was like, that was fucking weird. Close the door, get back into the bed. The second my head hits the pillow, it starts up again. Get up again, do it again. I'm like, what the fuck? That was crazy. Went to bed. Next day, I'm on my computer doing work. I had like a fake fireplace with like a glass door on it. Like you had to pull it open. Glass door just opens.
Ooh.
And then that night, I heard the music again. Wow. And I heard the music constantly every night for like a week. Wow. And I was just like, I got a cool ghost that just wants to party. I'm just going to leave him alone.
Do you have any fillings?
Bootlegging.
Any what?
Fillings? Any cavities?
No. But I also don't go to the dentist because I hate the
Where the fuck were you going with
that? dude, Lucille Ball famously overheard transmissions through her fillings, and it like got it figured out. The people hear radio and stuff through their fillings sometimes. Depends on mouth acidity. It depends on a lot of things. I was just curious.
Well, in this case,
was like,
thankfully,
just asking.
These were just
like how loud it was when I was in bed versus like how dead quiet it was when I opened the door. Something weird was going on, and it wasn't a TV upstairs, like because I live in an old building, so like you could kind of hear people like in the hallways and stuff. It wasn't that. It was something weird, and
I'm gonna say something that's gonna piss Colin off so bad.
Just do it.
Do you notice what activity he was doing when this happened? Woo!
He wasn't even tired. He was watching Seinfeld.
It wasn't sleep paralysis. I've had sleep paralysis before.
Dude, that is obviously that's an anatomical like that's a thing. That shit sucks.
He's convinced that being tired makes you loopy and your brain is wrong. So he thinks you're lying, essentially. He thinks your brain
No, see, that's the thing is I don't think you're lying. I
know. You think his brain is lying to him.
Yeah, kind of like deja vu. Kind of like deja vu.
Deliriously tired in that moment.
I don't know if it matters.
I believe him, yo.
Wait, so are you not, Bo? Are you not a ghost guy? You don't think ghosts exist?
I want to be clear. I'm highly skeptical. Like I really doubt most things, but I'm not cynical. I don't think it's impossible. I really don't.
You would love to believe. Right?
I genuinely, I have never once in my fucking life had anything, ghosts or aliens, and I'm dying for it. Right. We're probably gonna do some HardLore stuff in Boston.
Oh, well, dude. Go to Salem.
That's what we're doing.
That's the plan. It's to anybody watching. We're going to Salem.
When you're in Boston, ask Pat Flynn. Because I remember they went to Japan and they had like a weird ghost story that I can't quite remember the details, so I don't want to say it. But I remember them.
Did we not ask him about ghost shit? Fuck,
I can't remember. I feel like we did, but he talked about an old colonial guy.
Yeah, you're right. He just didn't bring up the Japanese stuff. Sorry.
I remember him and it was mainly Ryan was telling the story, like Ryan Hudon from Have Art. He had told me, he was like, yeah, like there was like some weird ghost shit. I don't remember exactly what it was, but
okay.
I remember they like had like a weird thing in Japan where like either like one of them saw a ghost or somebody they were with like saw like a ghost of like a girl like bleeding. Something like fucked up. And
like a classic movie.
Yeah, like a movie thing. Yeah. But like, I don't remember it because that was like in 2009, I think, or 8. But yeah, I'm a believer, man. I believe in aliens. I believe in all that shit, and I don't know. But I don't really know if I believe in God, which is really funny.
Well,
I'm like a self-loathing Jew, so like I really
to me like God is like provably untrue, and ghosts are like absolutely real.
They're not mutually inclusive at all to me.
Yeah, I think God and the devil are mutually inclusive.
Gods and devils
are mutually inclusive. So I don't think that like devil worship is so silly to me.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
If you're worshiping the devil, then like
yeah.
But that's the difference because like Luciferian Satanism has nothing to do with that. It's about yourself.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying
it's all hilarious to me.
Yeah, worshiping something is very funny.
It's so funny.
Aside of fast food. But yeah, hey, if you're listening to this on Thursday and you're in the Salem area, keep an eye out. Because you might just see us out and about.
You might see us and Kurt Ballou trotting about.
You might see it.
Oh man. And you just missed the busy season there too, which is good.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
We're getting there just in time.
Oh, dude, maybe I'll take you guys while you're in Boston to Mount Auburn Cemetery in Cambridge.
Take
That's
us anywhere.
It's
Take us
it's
everywhere.
a huge, awesome cemetery. Lots of creepy shit in there.
Well, we'll be there all weekend, Sam. We'll be there supporting your fest, talking to bands, hanging out, eating food.
We finally made it. AHC
Where should
get
we-
some good press.
That's finally, right?
Never gotten posted on Lamb Goat once.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't. I'm glad though. That's fine.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
now
fine.
you're on Slipknot.
You're fine.
You're on Slipknot.com, baby. So don't you worry about a thing.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 hours, gentlemen.
Yes, it sure is.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
That last bit when we were talking about Spotify and stuff, very compelling for me.
I agree.
So I hope everyone enjoyed that because I don't think people know that kind of stuff. I really don't.
Agreed. It's a slippery slope, man.
Sucks, but we need it. Or not even need it. It's just like I'd rather have the money than nothing. I'm not gonna be like, yo, we're taking everything off Spotify. We're gonna make a statement because that would mean nothing.
And really, all that it exemplifies and like highlights to me is like go to shows and buy stuff.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
If you want to support the bands, buy it's no offense, Sam. Buy the records from the bands. You're going to support the band. If you want to support the record, buy it online and do what you can.
You did great on the show. We're gonna have you back because we agree about most things.
And we're going to see you soon.
Yeah, you guys get it
this
Thursday.
Wednesday night.
Oh, cool. Oh, tomorrow.
Just in time for dinner.
Just in time. Oh, we got to check in soon. I got to check in a little bit.
I'm
here.
ready to check in now. I'm good to go, brother.
I'm gonna send you oh man, when do you guys leave, boss?
Sunday
Sunday.
In the evening or in the morning?
morning. Unfortunately, I actually tried to stay a little bit later just to like not rush, but it didn't work out.
The
Maybe
flight's out.
Friday before the show. I'll take you guys to somewhere, a real Boston spot.
I would simply love that.
Yeah, that's
You
what we're
guys
into.
both eat meat, obviously.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Carniv-
maybe Friday
carnivores.
before the gig we'll get real Boston pizza and like lamb skewers.
What's real Boston pizza?
Santarpio's in East Boston. That's the spot.
I love that.
Here's what I'll say. Here's how this is a real spot. I took a Bumble date there years ago, and who did I run into there? Mr. Colin and Bo himself.
Wow.
He saw me on a Bumble date at Santarpio's.
Boy, his ears must be ringing this week.
Did he roast you? I know. He's all over.
He was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "What?"
He's the king, right? The literal king.
He's the king.
He's the Elvis of HC, I think.
Oh, he's like the mayor of Boston, I'd say. Yeah, he's the mayor of Boston.
There we go. Can't wait to talk to him. I got some stories with him that I can't wait to bring up.
I got a couple too, actually. More than what I told you. Yeah,
living
that'll be
legend.
fun.
So, all right.
Well,
thanks for having me, boys. This was a lot.
Absolutely,
time.
dude. Thank you so much. Let's
thank you, Sam.
see
will
see you in Boston.
I will. I'll get the spots ready for you.
Thanks, man.
Beautiful.
Bye.
Bye.